Hello guys, welcome to Shake the Mic. Hello and welcome to Shake the Mic. Today I'm joined by newly crowned senior elite ABA champion and England representative Kurt Wiggins. Kurt, thanks so much for coming on, man.
You saw it coming, didn't we?
Not half. We spoke about it, haven't we?
Yeah, man. Long time.
I just want to start out by saying what a remarkable achievement.
Yeah, it's... My feet have only just touched the floor recently, to be honest with you. It's been years in the making.
I'd just like to say this. You've just achieved your lifetime dream goal. Let that sink in. Your lifetime dream goal. Meaning that moving forward now in your life, anything you set your mind to in all walks of life, Kurt, you know you can achieve it. If there's somebody out there who's watching this, who's got a goal or a status they'd wish to attain, how'd you go about it?
I'd say... So, obviously my goal was to be an ABA champion. I've had that set in my mind for a long time. I feel like you've got to understand what it means to be that. You know what I mean? There's a checklist that you got to go through. Are you living the right type of life? Have you got the right circle of people around you? You know, does your environment match your aim?
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to line all that up. You know, I had all the ambition in the world growing up, going through it. It's only until very recently, the last 2 or 3 years, I've stepped into an elite mindset with the sport. I've given me life to the sport and it's given back, you know.
That's the key, what you just said there. You're talking about logical thinking, like being strategic with who you're surrounded by, what you're surrounded by. Obviously, you're a product of the environment, and then have you got everything in place, correct? You know, like your training, your lifestyle, and everything that goes with it. But I think more for yourself, the key's being your mentality, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I always knew when I walked in the solly the first day. I remember my first day in the gym. Walked in and looked to my left. Sam Maxwell's in the gym with Berkey on the pads. Blaine's doing a bit of shadow waiting for his turn. And then I looked to my right and there's the trophy cabinet. And all the glitz and the glamour just blew me away.
It's on the cabinet, isn't it?
It was, it's unreal.
Do you know what, Kurt? The amount of fighters that have walked in and out of that gym, the solly, anybody who knows boxing knows the solly is an unbelievable gym.
Yeah.
There's some class fighters who've never made it into that cabinet. Yeah. You have. Wow. Well done, lad.
Thank you, lad. Thank you.
As a day job, you're a personal trainer and you operate under the banner or the name Limitless Fitness. Yeah. Do you believe as human beings we are limitless?
Yeah. Limitless Fitness, the name, is an affirmation to myself and a reminder to myself that, you know, we are limitless if we choose to be. So, I became a PT. I started personal training as an excuse to spend more time in a gym so I could box.
Yeah.
So boxing's been there.
The driving force?
From early. Boxing's been there from early. I remember watching Conor McGregor come on the scene and I went home to my mum that day and I was like, Mum, I'm going to go on the dole.
Join the fucking queue.
Yeah, I'm going to box. I'm going to go on the dole, Mum. I can do it. And I just got with my girlfriend that time and my mum went, do you reckon your girlfriend's going to want a lad who's on the dole? I went to college the next day, retailed between my legs and applied for the course to be a PT. And then obviously upon learning what personal training's about, it's helped me live my life by design. Like, I design my life, I design my days, so my days revolve around me training and the life I want.
You're so blessed that way, innit, kid? Because, you know, if you're working a standard 9 till 5 and you're stuck in a job like that, you haven't got the luxury to be able to, as you put it then perfectly, design your life around what you're doing.
Yeah.
Where you're blessed enough that you're very rich in that way. Yeah. You know what I mean? That you can structure your day around your goals and your dreams, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be careful with things like that, because you can sort of become a slave to the money, because you can make good money being self-employed, but then if you're just chasing the money and going where the work is all the time, I wouldn't have had time to commit myself to the training.
Well, it's about being disciplined in the sport, but as you say, it's about being disciplined to know when where's the line, where do you draw the line, when do you take a step back, and
absolutely,
and know when enough's enough. Yeah. From being very mediocre as a boxer, very middle of the road, which I think that's fair to say. Absolutely, a couple of years ago you were.
Yeah.
To being number 1 in the whole country, Kurt.
Sounds good.
There's got to be a dramatic shift in perspective, in your mentality. Yeah. There's got to be.
Yeah.
For you, how did that come about?
So I always had the intention of, you know, being an elite fighter, but my intentions and my action didn't line up for a long time. I was telling people what I wanted. I was telling people that I wanted that I wanted to be the top boy, wanted to be the Solly's #1 fighter, but my actions and my lifestyle weren't lining up. You know, I was out every other weekend. I was on about 3 or 4 holidays a year, and waiting until 3 years ago when I lost my dad that I started taking myself serious. I feel like my way of honouring him was living by everything we'd spoke about. We'd spoke for years about, you know, what I could achieve in the boxing if I just gave a bit more of myself to it.
You've got to give all of yourself to it, haven't you, Kurt?
Otherwise you get found out.
90%'s not enough, is it?
No.
It's one of the only sports in the world that's like that. Like, you've got to give everything, haven't you, if you want it.
And then some.
I watched a podcast recently with Alex Hormozy, who's an absolute geezer, by the way.
He's great.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he said, you've got to be in a place of real unhappiness or unsettlement to achieve anything great. Yeah. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Like,
you've got to be really unhappy with your current situation enough to make the change.
Yeah. Any elite person, any elite athlete knows how lonely it can get. It can be lonely, it can be boring. It's a simple life, but it's hard. It's hard, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you feel like you're out on your own a lot of the time. Doesn't matter how big your support system is. Like, you've got people around you who support you and believe in you, but it is lonely.
Yeah.
It's really lonely.
Have you got good counsel around you, Kurt?
Absolutely, yeah. I've got good friends. My missus is a diamond. When my dad passed away, she stepped up and started playing both roles, because my dad and my girl, they're like my accountability partners. You know what I mean?
Do you think before the switches happened, when you've went from mediocre to being elite, do you think that you was in a place of unhappiness, Kurt, with where you were deeply? Do you know, like, in terms of outcome from ability, in terms of what's going in and what's coming out, so what you were achieving, because you were still training hard. You were still training, you were still in the gym all the time, but the outcome weren't what you wanted it to be. Did that make you unhappy? Deeply unhappy? Unhappy enough to want to change?
Exactly, I was chasing a carrot, and I was getting close, but I was just never quite getting there. I was fighting at weights and stuff that just I had no business being at. Like, there was times where I boxed at like 64 kilo, and I'm a 5'5" lad, You know what I mean? It's a big little fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
64 kilos to your layman walking round's not a heavy man, but in the world of boxing, they're a fair size of 64 kilo, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Every pound matters, doesn't it?
Most definitely, yeah. 100%, yeah.
So a lot of my misfortune in boxing came from not putting myself in the best position in the sport to do well, not being at the right weight, not fighting at the right weight, not dedicating myself enough to training, taking fights last minute just because I was up for it. And it's not enough to just be up for it. If you want to win and if you want to be elite, you've got to have a row of reasons, a stack of reasons why you're going to beat the person in front of you. And if you're going into the ring knowing that you've not left stones unturned, it comes out on the night.
What are your reasons? What drives you, Kurt? What drives Kurt Wiggins?
I just want to prove to myself that whatever I set my mind to, I know I can do. And there's people around me who, you know, I'm a big family man. I've got nieces and nephews and brothers and people around me who want to do right by. And
what made you want to fight? What made you want to put on a pair of gloves? Was you filling a void?
Not to sound cliche, but I've been fighting a long time. I was growing up where I grew up in Anfield. You know, and it's a little boy thing, innit?
Yeah.
You're fighting and stuff. It's just always been a part of my life. Was there something
to prove to yourself, Kurt?
I think so, yeah. I was going through senior school and stuff. I was quite hyper vigilant of things. So like if I thought someone was trying to get one up on me or take the piss out of me, I'd react, you know, to get control back over the situation. Sometimes that led to like me being misreading situations. I'd misread situations and I'd act in violence straight away.
Have you ever sat back and started to unstrip like the reasons why you wanted to be a boxer? A lot of fighters want, like, when I speak to them, they want to prove something to themselves. It's not to prove something to anyone else, it's to prove something to yourself, to challenge yourself. Are you good enough? Can you do it? You know, these are the questions that you're asking yourself, innit?
Yeah.
On a daily basis.
As I started boxing, it was about proving things. I think it was about proving things to other people. I can do it. My first day at a boxing show, my dad took me to see Jazza Dickens' second pro fight. I think that was in Oldham. And sat there watching it.
How old were you, Kurt?
How old was I? I was like 13 or 14, I think. My dad took me to the show. And he said, could you ever see yourself getting in the ring and having a fight with another person? I was like, yeah. I could. Started to impress me, Dad, you know what I mean?
You're underestimated as well, don't you?
Mate, honest to
It's
God,
hard, isn't
it is tough. It's tough. We're psychos, aren't we?
Yeah.
But as I've went on through the sport, it's been less about other people and it's been more about like what it does for me, what it's done for me as a person. It's helped me become a better man. It's helped me carry myself better. I don't react the way I used to react in senior school. I feel like I've evolved since that young, hyper-vigilant lad from school.
It's boys to man stuff in the boxing gym.
Really.
Oh, I've got 3 boys and I want to put them all in the boxing gym. Whether they want to be fighters or whether they don't. To be honest, I prefer it if they didn't. But I want them all to be able to look after themselves. But it teaches you a certain discipline. And like I've said this before on this podcast, it's very rare you find a dickhead in a boxing gym.
I swear, yeah. The dickheads get lashed out in the first.
They get found out.
Yeah,
you go there and they get found out. Yeah. You see them come in, they're all loud and rowdy. Yeah. And they're telling you all what they're going to do and blah, blah, blah. They don't last. No, you just look and you go, he's not going to last 5 minutes in here. It's a man's world, isn't it, the boxing gym?
It is.
And a lot of people only see the physical side of it. But it's got so much more to it doesn't get credit for boxing. It changes how you think, it changes how you live, it makes you be disciplined. If you were that kid who didn't want to get out of bed and wouldn't get out of bed till 10:30, if you want to be a fighter, that soon changes. You're up at 6 and you're out and you're running.
Hitting the road before school or work.
Yeah, at work, yeah. You know what I mean? And then it's like the food choices. You sit there and like your mates are having burgers. It's like, well, I can't have that if I want to make weight. If I don't want to get my head punched in, that bag of sweets is not happening. And it's all them markers on a daily basis. And they're all a little wins, but they're changing you as a person, aren't they? Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And they definitely translate in other parts of your life as well.
Yeah, it changes you as a person completely.
Yeah, definitely.
I've took so much from just being around the boxing gym.
Yeah.
So like what it's done for you in your life, it's completely transformed it, Kurt.
It just kept me out of my own way, to be honest, from a young age. Like I walked into a boxing gym for the first time at 16 years old.
We'll come to that in a minute.
Yeah, okay.
When you said getting out of your own way, let's have a little look inside the mind of a champion.
Seen it in my mind a lot. I knew I had it in me to do it. You know, even when I weren't living in line with what I wanted, I seen it for myself. I knew it was available. I knew it was there, but there were just some things that I had to tap into first.
Self-talk. We all have a lot of mind chatter.
Yeah.
It's about controlling it, innit? For you.
Yeah.
Did you change that, Kurt? Did you tell yourself you're the champion? Do you talk to yourself like that?
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like you gotta live like a champion and act like a champion before the event.
To become a champion?
To become it, yeah.
Did you see yourself as a champion before you lifted that belt? For anyone who's watching, we've spoke about this in the build-up before this has actually happened.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a long time.
And I said to you, Kurt, a few weeks, like the week you were going to boxing the final, and I said to you, I've seen you sitting in that chair with that belt on that table so many times.
Yeah.
You've seen yourself as a champion before that materialised.
Yeah.
That's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
For anybody watching, how do you get yourself in that mind frame, Kurt, where you can believe so bad deep down inside yourself? Because it's all right saying it, but there's a difference between saying something and believing it, isn't there?
Yeah.
You can say something every minute of every day, but if you don't believe it, it's got no energy to it. There's no weight to what you're saying. No.
I think I've heard this before, this saying, and it proper changed the way I looked. It changed the way I looked at applying myself to things. Confidence comes from evidence. So we said a bit earlier about having a stack of reasons why you deserve to win. And when you're training, when you're going through a camp, when you're going towards like ABA titles and medals and stuff, you got to have a stack of reasons why you deserve to win. You got to bring that in the ring with you. And it's just about who's got a bigger stack on the day. That's the person who deserves to win. And if you know that in yourself as well, like there's been times where I get in the ring and I know I haven't trained as much as I should have or would have liked to have for this. I haven't done the weight right. I haven't done this. And that comes to the front of your mind.
It lives with you.
It comes to the front of your mind. You think, oh, well, I'll get through it. In the build-up to the fight, you think, oh, I'll get through it. And then when you're in the ring, you can't help but think. Well, the first excuse you make is when you get out the ring and it doesn't go your way is,
I never made the weight right.
I never done the weight right. I never trained as much as I should have.
Yeah.
I should have done this, I should have done
Got
that.
sick last week.
Do you know what I mean? So, a lot goes into it. A lot goes into the preparation for it.
Walk me through what's going through your mind when you're walking to a boxing ring, Kurt. For any fight. Doesn't matter. What's going through your head as you're making that walk?
Not a lot, to be honest. Like, I like to get myself in a state where I'm just taking in what's happening right in front of me and what's going on in the arena. So when I'm walking, I'm feeling my toes in my boots, wiggling my fingers in my gloves and stuff just to get me present. Because when I'm present, I feel like that's when I get the best out of myself. I'm reading situations for what they are instead of having fear of what's going to happen. Or
as a fan watching you box, I've watched your career from start to current state. you've started to flow a lot better when you're in the ring.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can see that presence. You can see you there more.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you're moving, how you're slipping shots. How you seem to be able to read the bouts better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Do you think that's down to how you're approaching the fight, Kurt?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm just you're able to react a lot better to what's happening now if you're not worried about. So say, for example, I'm in the ring with an opponent. He catches me in the first round with a good backhand. I can't spend the rest of that fight worrying about that backhand.
No, it's gone.
It's philosophical, innit?
Yeah.
I can't spend the rest of that fight worrying about the backhand. It's got to be gone. It's gone. What am I doing next? What's happening right now?
Did opponents ever get inside your head, Kurt? Or have they before in the past? Where you've looked across the ring and you've thought, he looks strong, he looks big, or he's come with a bit of a name or a bit of a reputation. So like now, as you've worked your way up through the pile, at first you box with kids who are just like the novice fighters, but then when you start getting more to that elite level, they start to come with a bit more of a reputation. Oh, you're boxing such and such, fucking hell, he's quality, him lad, he's boxed there, he's boxed there.
That's the stack that they bring to the gym, to the ring. They bring that stack.
That's their raw reasons.
Yeah. So they bring like that, their accolades. Sometimes it can make it a bit like, oh, he's done this, he's done that, but at the end of the day, he's another man.
Yeah.
He's another man. All I can do is focus on.
Do you feel like a lot of growth's come there, Kurt, for you now, the way you've just said to me, he's another man, where I feel like 3 years ago as a novice fighter, if I turned around and said to you, well, you weren't a novice, but you weren't at the level you were at now. If I said to you, yeah, you're boxing, and we pulled a name out, some of the kids who you've beat recently, you'd have been like, whoa, your head would have fell off a little bit, where it's
he's had this many fights, he's done this,
he's done that. Yeah. Now looking past that, that's what's made you become elite, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because elite's just not a word, is it, Kurt? There's a meaning behind it.
It's a way of life.
Yeah.
It's a way of life. It's a doing thing. It's a doing word. It's a process. It's not like I didn't just become elite one day. Like, I had to become elite a long time before this was on the table.
That on the table is just a marker to say that's what you've done. That's what you've achieved. That's where you are. Yeah. No, that's the level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
That level's up there, boy. Yeah, no, but that's the level, isn't it? But as well, do you think that's also transferred into you training clients and stuff like that, Kurt? Because you know what it takes to become what you've got to become, and they've also got that respect there that they know what you've achieved. So you're not just some fella off the couch eating crisp going, yeah, take you for a round on the pads, or you know what I mean? I was
that though for a little bit.
You was, and I think that's the lovely part of the story. Do you know what I mean? Because you've grown as a person, but you've grown as a fighter. There's some kids who walk in the gym and they're just the natural. They're just that way out, and it doesn't come easy to them, because it doesn't come easy to anybody, but they've got that edge, and it's always sort of been there physically. They just got the physique. These, you know certain kids in the gym, don't you, care? Like, they don't really have to kill themselves.
On their side.
Yeah, they don't have to kill themselves. Yeah. It doesn't mean they're the best boxers in the gym, but there's them kids that's like, yeah, lad, I can eat what I want, still make weight. You know what I mean?
Or a result on Saturday and a fight on Wednesday.
Yeah, you get it. Or you get them kids who are just they're unbelievable fighters, just from the get-go. They're just they're made for it. You're not that kid.
No.
So for you to come from where you've come from and achieve what you've achieved, it just makes it that little bit more sweet and that more remarkable. Yeah. And it shows the clients, or anybody watching this, or the clients who you're training on a daily basis and stuff like that, you can do it, they can do it. Their goal mightn't necessarily be to get in a boxing ring and, win a fight or win a title. Their goal might be to bloody climb a mountain or run a marathon or whatever their goal is. Everyone's goal, yeah. That's what I was trying to say at the start when I was saying to you, like, different people want to achieve, like, they may want to achieve a certain level of status in the work life. Yeah. You know what I mean? They might have a goal like that, or because everyone's goals are different. But I feel like the same rules apply.
Yeah.
no matter what you want, you've got to apply that same mindset. As you said, Kurt, there's many more ingredients before, but them ingredients, there's a recipe, isn't there? Yeah. There's a recipe for success.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you're not putting the right ingredients in, or you're missing out instructions, you can't complain when the cake doesn't taste the way you want it to. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like if the recipe says put 3 eggs in, and you're only putting 1 egg in, you can't complain about the results, the outcome.
A lot of people, we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty. I've done it myself before, but I'm trying to hold myself a lot more accountable now to not want results for the work that I didn't do. Yeah. People want a result for some work that they haven't done. It's like you can't expect to get them accolades or achieve that certain level if you haven't put the work in. Yeah. So don't be disappointed if you don't get it. Yeah. You should only ever be disappointed if you've put the work in and you didn't get it. Yeah. And then if you do that and you do put the work in and you don't get it, you didn't work hard enough.
You gotta just look at yourself.
It's harsh. That's a very harsh thing to say, but it's true. If you've got that mindset, weren't enough, soon it will be, because you'll be going back to it. Yeah. Before we touch on your boxing career, I'd just like to go backwards. What was you like as a kid, Kurt?
I was a happy kid. I had a good childhood. I grew up with my mum, my brother and my stepdad.
How many siblings have you got?
At present, I've got 4 brothers. I've got a stepbrother and 2 stepsisters.
Boss.
Big family, big clan.
The Wiggles.
Yeah, the Wiggles, man.
Back to the start, was it just you and your brother?
Yeah, it's been me and our brother. My brother, since for as early as I can remember.
School life? What were you like in school?
So, in school, in senior school especially, I remember always feeling like I didn't really fit in with people. In senior school. I didn't have a set group of mates or anything like that. I just used to bounce between different types of people.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
Do you reckon you didn't know who you were, Kurt?
I didn't know.
You were finding yourself, lad.
Yeah.
You go with one kid, they were a gang of scallies up to no good. You're like, that's not me. Yeah. Go with the nerds, like, they're not me.
Musicians and stuff, like I done like music and performing arts and stuff in school.
I'll sing us a song.
I was half into that. We'll get the guitar, lad. Yeah, but I was into all that as well. Like I was into sport, but I was into music. I was into performing arts.
Yeah.
And I was into art and drawing. And I just had my finger in different pies and stuff. And then I was really into the music at one point. And then, you know, I think one thing that stopped me from pursuing the music a bit more was what people thought of me, fear of what people thought of me. I was dead anxious. Yeah. Judged and stuff. I couldn't think of anything worse than that.
You reckon you were naive then? Because you were immature, you're just a kid, you're just trying to find a way of fitting in, and you didn't feel like that was cool.
I just want to cruise through. I just want an easy life, yeah.
Academically, what were you like, Kurt?
Could have been better. Like I kick myself.
You know, if you went back to school now, you'd smash the living daylights out of it, don't you? Yeah, so would I.
Because of the way I apply myself.
Yeah. But then you were just like, you couldn't be asked. You just didn't care.
You know better, don't you?
Yeah, you think you do.
Yeah.
You think you do.
Exactly. But yeah, could have been better. There's more to life than school.
Out of school, what were you like, Kurt? On the streets, knocking around? Were you a naughty kid? Were you a good kid? What's the score?
I wasn't a naughty kid, but I was with the naughty kids when the naughty kids were doing naughty stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you knew better because you knew your mum would on your ass.
Do you know what? Like, it was... So, I only met my dad when I was 9. Because my dad struggled with addiction for a few years. And he got clean and that. And then we ended up meeting him and we ended up building a boss relationship. to the point where like I used to hang off my dad's advice.
Was that hard for you, Kurt? Do you think you hung off your dad's advice because you've missed him? Because he weren't there? There was that void from 0 to 9.
Yeah.
So now your dad's back on the scene.
Yeah.
Your dad's God.
Yeah. That's what it was like for me. Yeah. It was, if he give advice and stuff, and the way he used to say things, the way he put messages across and that, it'd stick. He spoke in like...
It had substance, it had weight.
It had weight, yeah. Like, he had those
any,
metaphors and
is there anything that your
stuff.
dad would say, Kurt, that like lives with you now? Can you think of one off the top of your head? Something he'd say to you?
Just keep it in the day. Just keep it in the day, lad. Just keep turning up.
Just keep turning up.
Just keep turning up, yeah. That's one of the main things. Like with him being an ex-addict or recovering addict, I think that was one of the things that they lived by. And they were going to meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just keep turning up. Just keep turning up.
Yeah.
Things happen then.
Things do happen. Turning up is like... is 70% of the process, isn't it?
Yeah. The rest happens on its own.
Get in the gym, you go, I can't be arsed today. Once you're there, it's alright.
Yeah.
Getting you running, I can't be arsed today. But once you start, it's okay.
Shut that door behind you.
You get 10 minutes down the road and you're like, wow, yeah, sound, I'm laughing, I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You can make a million excuses beforehand, can't you? Do you know, even though now that you are a champion, Kurt, that them things still run through your mind?
Yeah.
That chat is still going on.
Like sometimes about like...
Fuck this, can't be arsed today, Kurt.
Yeah, or like trying to find little back doors sometimes.
The weather's nice today.
Yeah.
Everyone's going out today.
Yeah.
I'll go there.
Trained hard yesterday. Should have a day off today. My body's feeling a bit sore.
They disguise themselves excuses, don't they?
Yeah. It's not really... I don't think it's really you. Like the way I explain it to myself is like there's two of them.
Sometimes we want to make the... I know what you're saying.
There's two people.
Sometimes we want to believe our own bullshit, don't we, Kurt?
Yeah.
Is that just me, or would you agree with that?
No, I'd agree. Some people do believe their own bullshit.
Yeah, no, they do, and that's when you're not disciplined. Yeah. That's when, and that's when you start making excuses and putting weight into them. Like they don't have an excuse doesn't have energy unless you give it.
Yeah, sure.
So when it comes into your mind, you could go to yourself, oh, I can't be arsed today. Now, if you procrastinate and you keep that thought there and you keep feeding it, gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Today, everything's gone out the window now. Because now you're living in that excuse. You fucking believe in your own shit.
Yeah.
Where when you say to yourself, the second that thought comes into your head, this is about being disciplined, you just go, no, sorry, you've got to shut that out. We're doing it today regardless, Kurt.
Yeah.
That's when the other Kurt comes in and says no.
Well, have you read Atomic Habits?
No, never read it. And you know I like to read, Kurt.
Yeah, so get that one. I recommend getting that. There's little techniques in there where, so here's one I do. There's a technique in there where like you say it out loud in front of someone, or you say it out loud to yourself.
Accountability.
Like if I think to myself, I need to go for a run in the morning.
Yeah.
I can get up in the morning and I can lie to myself. I never said that. No one heard me say that.
Yeah.
Did you say it? You never heard me. But if I say it out loud to me missus, to me mate, to myself, like where there's people around, it's almost like you're locking them into that deal you've made with yourself. So sometimes I'll say to me missus, I need to go for a run today. If I'm sat there too long scrolling on my phone.
She'll say, when you're going to go for a run, Kurt?
There you go. And then that gets me out the door. Stuff like that gets me out the door sometimes.
Seen, in the morning, sometimes when I'm running and that, I listen to, sometimes I listen to music, but sometimes I'll listen to something motivational. On the days usually where, you'll know this, Kurt, motivation and discipline are two completely different things, and motivation only lasts so long, doesn't it? Yeah. And sometimes when I'm not feeling motivated, I'll get up and I always listen to something when I get up in the morning, but sometimes when I'm actually physically doing the work, instead of listening to music, I might listen to something that's going to inspire me or motivate me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it can change my mind frame, it can change my mindset as I'm exercising or whatever. Yeah. And his name's fled me, it'll come back to me in a minute, but I'll tell you what he was saying anyway. He was saying I became a speaker. And he was like, and when I say that, he was like, I'd say stuff to me brother it might even be like shit what weren't really realistic. Like, I want to do 300 press-ups today. And he said, I made this deal with myself that whatever I said, I had to do. So if I literally say the words out my mouth, I had to do it. And then my brother would hold me accountable and be like, you know, he said, so no matter what I'd say, he said I started with small things and I worked up to bigger ones. So I'd just say something and I'd have to do it. And he was like, that's how I started, like, achieving goals and accomplishing things. I'd start small and say, I'm going to do 40 press-ups today. No, you're not. Watch me. Bang, he'd smash them out. And then eventually he'd start doing it where he'd say, I want to do 300, and he might be able to do 300 at once, but he'd do so many and then so many and so many, and by that day he's out. He's got to do them. Otherwise, he's not a man of his word.
He'll let himself get away with things.
It's accountability, innit?
There's two ways with that, because a lot of people believe success is silent, but then others would say like they need that pressure, saying they're going to do something and then falling through with it.
I feel like there's a fine line, because for me, right, say if I know that I'm going to achieve something, I might keep it to myself, because I feel like there's more weight in it, because it's like a release if I tell someone, and then I don't feel like it's got the same intensity behind it. And then other people's opinions or other people's views or visions on whatever that is that I've set my mind to could try and waver it a little bit.
Piss on your chips a bit.
Yeah. And I don't like that. So just keep it to myself. And then I'll say, I've done that. I won't tell you I'm doing it. I'll say, oh, I've done that the other day. That might have been a goal of mine for a month, 2 months. But but because it's growing up inside you, it's burning. You want to tell everyone. You want to tell the neighbour.
You can use that energy, can't you?
Come on, Joan, I'm going to run a marathon in the morning. You know what I mean?
Just putting the bins out, you Monday today, the purple bins out.
But then, so it gives you that bit more of a push. But other times, if you feel like you're lacking in confidence a little bit, it's like you're scared to say it to someone. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't believe you're going to do it. So sometimes if you do say it, Jack, I want to do whatever, then I'll be like to you, hey Kate, weren't you doing that? And then you've either got to go, give me a load of bullshit and yourself a load, or you've got to say, yeah, I've done that. It's accountability, innit?
Like pressure accountability, isn't it? Public accountability. But then, like you're saying, there's that personal accountability when you keep it to yourself.
Do you think that that's got a lot to answer for you, Kate, and your success?
Yeah, absolutely, because obviously no one can get out of bed for me and go running or go to work or get in the gym. They can't do it for me.
No.
At the end of the day, it starts and ends with me. I mean, you can have all the support systems in the world and all the good people around you in the world, but if you don't want to do it...
Does Rio hold you accountable?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's girl. She's the one.
I'll tell you the story now, and she's going to kill me.
Tell us it then.
This. I've got to tell you, right?
Is this an exclusive? Shake the mic exclusive.
So we were away in Dublin for my birthday, and I was fighting a week later. And I've been eating well all weekend, and there was little hotel biscuits on the side, and we were going out for our tea. And I just
like a little hotel biscuit.
I just little Lotus one. Oh yeah,
I know them.
So
you just sit there in the pocket, don't you?
She's in the bathroom doing what she's doing, and then she can hear me rustling, opening biscuits when we're about to go out for tea. And I've got half it in my mouth. She runs over and goes, "What are you doing?" Snatches the biscuit out my mouth, right? And lashes in the bin, and I'm fuming. And I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Not a Lotus.
What are you doing? She's like, hey, you're fighting next week. We're going out for a meal. You didn't need it. Things like that, and you just think like, although it's not what you wanted to hear at the time, it's what you need.
Yeah.
You need them people around you.
The things that you wanted to hear least, Kate, are the things that we need most sometimes.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? You really didn't want to hear it. You're like, nah, I didn't want to hear that, but you needed to hear it, you know what I mean? And it's like, you start telling yourself, she doesn't realise how hungry I am. She doesn't realise what I'm going through here. That was only a fucking little biscuit.
Of you, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Exactly. But then I was letting that come to the front. That's coming to the front. What's she playing at? She doesn't know what I've done today. I've ran today. I deserve that biscuit. You know what I mean? Things like that. But like, I've signed up for. That's what I've signed her up for. She's living a life with me.
That's I want to come to that, Kurt.
Okay.
It's hard to live with someone who lives like you, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not easy to live with.
Because it's a different lifestyle, and they're very supportive of you, the people who are around you, but they've got to sort of live that life with you.
Indirectly,
yeah. When you're making weight, and that weren't their choice, that was your choice, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And also as well, when we make these choices, like, it's easy to say this sentence, I want to be a boxer. But in saying that, you're saying, I don't want to go out with my mates on the weekend. I won't eat shite when I want to. I will get up and get the road working.
You're understanding what it means to be what you want to be.
But a lot of us don't understand that. We just say, I want to be a boxer.
Surface
That's
level.
why the title on the table is yours and not mine. Because you've understood what you're signing yourself up to. And when you set out a goal, as a byproduct of that goal comes a lot of discomfort. And you've got to learn to live with that.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with being uncomfortable?
Yeah. The proof's in the pudding.
Yeah. Have you learned to grow comfortable with being uncomfortable?
Yeah, getting in the ring, that's I think that's as good as you're getting.
You can't stop planting seeds, can you, Kurt? Like, if you plant seeds every day for the past 6 months, your harvest is going to be nice for the next 6 months. But then if you start reaping them rewards, but stop planting seeds, eventually your luck runs out.
Yeah.
So they say.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Just the hard work stop, and now the results are going to stop. They might imminently, because you're living on yesterday.
Yeah.
But you're on borrowed time, aren't you?
Yeah. Definitely.
Not on zone.
No.
It rents you every day.
It's rented, isn't it? Yeah, it's rented. So
And it rents you every day.
You can't just ride the wave, can you? You can't just ride the wave of this. Like, I've enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this.
You'll enjoy that forever, Kurt.
Yeah.
You are now in the history books of boxing forever.
Yeah.
Your name, Kurt Wiggins, it's etched.
It's mad though, because you don't think of it like that. Like, you think, like, what's next? I've got to do this, and I've got to do.
Well,
like,
that's how you've got to think now, Kurt. That is how you've got to think now. Yeah. Because if you don't, that belt will just gather dust, and that'll be as far as it goes.
It'll gather dust anyway.
Yeah, it will anyway, regardless no matter what. But there'll be nothing that comes after that. And if you want something to come after that, there's a line in the sand, and you've got to start. You haven't got to start again, but you've got to progress from what you're doing. But you are still planting seeds, because you're still being boxing, you're still training, you're still working hard. You're not down and out on it. It's not holding your kicks up in town at the bar, is it? While you're telling everyone, oh yeah, did you see it?
It was the week off. Week off, it was all the week kicks up.
I was on the BBC, girl, yeah.
No, but just going back to what you said, that means more to me. That means more to me because of the process of getting there.
Yeah.
So, like, I know that, like, the past 3 years, it took me 3 goals to have a go at that. I got to the semis my first year of the ABAs. And then the year after, I got beat by Jack Brennan in the area final. And I was thinking, it must have just been a fluke. Then I got to the national semis, it must have just been a fluke. I'm not.
Yeah.
And then you have all them thoughts coming up. And then in my mind, like, I was almost like, this might just be my last run of the ABAs. This year in 2023, I was thinking, this might be my last go. I'm 26 now. You know, I need to start fucking stepping up. I need to step up. I need to provide this. I need to do that. So, I think I might have treated it like it was, this could be my last one.
Chance to learn.
Yeah, this might be my last chance now to be took serious.
What made you first walk into the boxing gym?
So, I first walked into a boxing gym when I was 16, when a mate of mine they were going just to keep fit. And I just watched, a couple of months before, I just watched Jazza in his second pro fight. And had that conversation with my dad. And my dad was saying, Could you see yourself doing this? And then the opportunity brought itself up to go to a boxing gym with my mate when he was going just to keep fit. So at first it was just a little keep fit thing.
What gym was it?
Anfield ABC. I remember my roots. Gotta remember my roots. Where it started. They done a lot for me.
Where was the gym, Kurt?
It weren't even a gym. It was in a youth centre in a hall. Do you know, like a sports hall? It's got all the basketball lines on the floor and stuff like that. And it never had punch bags. Never had a ring. You know.
Wow. So what would you be doing? Shadow?
Circuits,
skipping,
shadow,
circuits?
pads.
Was there any
Things like
sparring?
that. Running. They had to take us out sparring. But it never happened very often. So I was training and I was enjoying it and stuff. And I was just doing it to keep fit. And then one day they asked me, like, did I think I'd be ready for a fight? And
how long had you been training at that point?
about 6 months. Been training about 6 months. I think they could see I was up for it anyway.
Yeah. Takes a certain cut of person to be a boxer, don't it, Kurt? And as you said, when you said you've got to keep turning up, you've got to keep turning up if you want to be a boxer, haven't you?
Yeah.
Even anybody who gets in that ring once, you haven't just got there, like, you haven't just thought, you know what, I'll box next week.
Yeah.
You're there on merit, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're there because you've worked hard. Yeah. That's why the sport's so hard, because someone's got to lose. Yeah. But both of you have both worked hard just to be there.
Yeah. Only the boxers know. Only the boxers speak that language. Only if you've lost or won or been in the ring or been tested like that, like you're qualified to have a say on it then.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
A lot of people have an opinion on it. You aren't really qualified to have an opinion on it.
No, you've got to have walked the walk.
Yeah, sure.
So you've went in, was it Alan Walsh you were training with?
Alan Walsh and a fella called Chris Feeney. And they both looked after me when I was a kid because they seen what way I could have went.
Yeah.
What way I could have been going, and they have kept me in the gym and gave me loads of attention, gave me loads of praise.
Your first bout, can you remember it, Kurt?
Yeah, I remember it well. So I got told on the day who my opponent was, and it was a lad who used to bully me in little school. And it's like the stars had just aligned for me. So I felt like a world beater because I'd been training dead hard for my first fight. I was fit as anything. And gets in the ring, all our schoolmates are there, everyone from school. Stay with my family and that.
How old are you now, Kurt? About 17?
16, 17, I think. And for 3 rounds, he punched me head in. I couldn't get near him. He was tall. He was one of the tallest bantamweights I've ever seen in my life. He was like easily 6 foot. I couldn't get near him for the whole fight. So the last round, I was just fighting with pure heart just to get through it because I thought, oh, my family and my mates.
Do you know before the kid, was you thinking, I'm going to flatten this kid, he used to pick on me, blah, blah, blah?
No, I can't even remember what I was thinking, but I wouldn't have been thinking like that.
No.
I wasn't thinking like that. I was more nervous than anything, but I was just up for it. Yeah. I was just like, I'll just get in, yeah. I've been on stage singing in front of people and stuff and acting.
Yeah,
so I can get in the ring and I can do this. Nah. I wasn't bothered about crowds. Do you know what I mean? And then I've been getting beat the whole fight. It's been a hard fight. And then the last like 20 seconds of the round, after it's done like this hit and hope, baseball throw punch. And the ref stepped in and counted them and stopped the fight.
Oh, lovely.
Stopped the fight, and then that's where the bug came when I won. That feeling of winning for the first time. And all your family are dead proud. Everyone dead made up for it. It was just
unbelievable,
yeah. And that was what sparked it for me.
Do you think if you would have lost, Kurt, it would have been the end?
I don't know, because I lost my next 2 fights after that.
Yeah.
Lost my next 2 fights after that, so I feel like I lost pretty early. And I learned how to lose.
You've got to learn how to lose.
You've got to learn how to lose because it's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's like swimming and not wanting to get wet.
Yeah. As an amateur as well, there's no one really who goes unbeaten as the Kurt. No. You will lose and you will learn. And
you get the most out of it if you apply yourself to that loss properly. I mean, there's lessons in it.
Do you think you've learned more from your losses than your wins?
Absolutely. absolutely. I feel like you can ride on your wins a little bit. Like when you win, in your mind, you're like, oh, well, nothing really needs to change. Whereas when you lose, you're inspired to change. You're inspired to be different. You're inspired to bring a better version of yourself to the next.
You have to,
the next fight. You've got to, yeah. You've got to. So,
when did the change come? When did you want to move from what made you move from Anfield ABC, and where was it next?
It was a combination of things. So Chris, who was the head coach, he was leaving. He'd been doing it for a long time, and I think he just had enough. He had daughters and stuff and a family.
It's very difficult time with your boxing as well in a case as a coach, because there's a lot that they give so much and they don't get paid for it, do they? Do you know what I mean?
They do it off their
for the love of the sport.
Yeah. And a lot of them have been fighters themselves, and they've seen what their coaches have sacrificed and what some of the memories their coaches have made with them, and they want to be able to give that to someone else. It's almost like you're paying it forward.
Yeah, you're giving something back, aren't you?
Giving it back, yeah, absolutely.
So he left.
I left and I went from Anfield to Crocky because I had some family who lived up in Crocky, so they were recommending the gym to me, so I ended up going up and spent about 18 months, 2 years there.
Did you have a few bouts for them?
I had a good few bouts for them. A weight that I had no business fighting at. I was fighting at like 64 kilo.
How was that going for you?
I won some of them. I won my first one at about 62, 63 k, and I was like, yeah,
I could do this.
I can mix with these. But that was like my 10th fight, so it was still very novice-y.
Do you think you were being lazy, Kurt, or not? You just weren't educated that you could have made weight better, you could have done things differently.
I think it was a lack of education and a lack of self-awareness.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't know what I was getting into. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wanted all these things, I wanted all these accolades, but I didn't know what it meant
to acquire them. You didn't know what you had to do,
I didn't know what it meant to acquire them, so...
Do you think it is that simple, Kurt? The formula's that simple? If you know what you've got to do it, and you apply yourself to doing it, you'll receive the results.
If you keep knocking, someone will open the door, yeah. If most of the time, I think I've said this before, most of the time, when the door we want doesn't open, it's not because it's the wrong door, it's because we're not the right key for that door yet. So,
at that time.
Yeah, so if you work on making yourself the right key for that door, it's got it open. You know?
It's not... It's just a little one inside your head, isn't it? There's many, you're here all night, aren't you? There's more of that. When did it come to be that you were going to move to the mighty Solly?
So, I think it was inspired by a conversation with my dad, talking about like the type of fighter I wanted to be, you know, what I wanted from the sport. And my dad would ask questions like, well, what gym has that type of reputation? What gyms in the city have that type of reputation? You know what I mean? And it was a list of like the Red Triangle, the Sunday, the Solly.
They're the good gyms, aren't they?
They're the creme de la creme, aren't they?
Yeah.
In Liverpool boxing. So after a conversation with my dad like that, I ended up walking into the Solly.
Do you remember that day?
I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember walking in, seeing Sam and Blaine in the ring doing pads, Sam Maxwell and Blaine Ireland. They were just on from GB, I think.
That's what I mean. That's the level of fighters that were in the gym, innit?
And I'd never seen anything like that before. I was just having a go with boxing. Like I didn't know the levels in amateur boxing. I just thought if you were an amateur, like
that was it.
Yeah, and then it's tough for me to see that
from the sports hall to the big stage.
Do you know what I mean? So I've seen that that's possible, and I've been looking in the trophy cabinet, and I've thought, I'd love to be in there.
Yeah.
I always used to just stop and look
stare at it.
Be doing me raps.
Everyone does.
Looking at the trophy cabinet, looking at the different people's names: Adam Farrell,
David Price,
Berg, Stephen Burke, Darren Flasman, David Price. Yeah,
there's loads, isn't there?
Paul Eddy.
Paul who?
He's gonna kill you. Terry Matthews, all the names. I used to just tell myself, what I'd give when I said to myself, right, by the time I finish boxing or whatever happens with boxing, by the time I leave the solly or leave the gym, finish with my career, I want to be in that cabinet.
You've done it, Kurt.
And I've done it.
Congratulations, brother. Yeah. Like we're saying about the fighters, the level of fighters who's in there, you know, like there's fucking loads, Kurt. The list's endless. But also the coaches in that gym.
Yeah.
You've got David Burke, Paul Edwards.
Yeah.
You know, these are top of the pops, aren't they? David Burke's an Olympian. Paul Edwards, ABA titles coming out of the British title professional. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Paul fucking
Lawson.
Paul
Lawson, he was an Olympian. Yeah.
The first bout I had to the solly, I had David Burke and Paul Lawson in my corner. Two Olympian.
What more else did you want?
It's like, it's crazy. Like, that's the level of the coaches that are in that gym.
Yeah.
So for you to walk in this gym for the first time and see like, that trophy cabinet, it's coveted, it's full of fucking boxing superstars.
Decorated legends in Liverpool boxing, yeah.
And you're in there, Kurt. What's going through your head at that time? Did you know this is where you need to be?
I knew it was what I wanted.
But you just didn't know whether you were going to be able to be there.
Yeah.
It's the question, isn't it? That goes through your mind.
Yeah, but I just kept knocking until it happened, until I made it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's overwhelming thinking about it sometimes.
How old were you, Kurt, at that point when you went to the solly?
I think I was 18 or 19.
Yeah.
So I was a senior. I got beaten my first senior bout.
Who was that for? Croxted or the solly?
So I'm talking, for the solly, I boxed for the solly, and it was my first bout for the solly, and it was a senior bout, but I'd had senior bouts for Crocky as well.
Yeah, but this was your first senior bout for the
solly, and I got beaten that. And I was like, I was gutted, because I thought, I'm wearing a solly vest. You know yourself, putting on that solly kit. It's a moment, isn't it? It's something, isn't it? Mm. It's something.
You've worked for it, lad, as well.
Yeah.
And it's pride, because you know, just to put that vest on.
Yeah.
We've just said about all them fighters who've walked before.
There's a long list of people who've been
wearing that vest.
Yeah.
But no, you can't just get that vest, lad. It's not just something you walk in, they say, do you want a bout next week, lad? And you're out. No. You've got to work hard if you want to get in there and you want that opportunity to represent them. Otherwise, they won't just say, anyone can box. You've got to be at the level where they think you're...
Because you're representing them, aren't you?
Yeah. If you go out there and you're the fucking shit show...
Yeah.
You know...
Yeah. Don't do shit shows to solid, do we?
No. So, the sport of boxing, Kurt, it's the hardest sport in the world, and that's why it's so greatly admired. For you, what do you love about the sport of boxing? What is it that you love about it?
I love how inclusive it is. It doesn't have, I know it sounds cliche, but it doesn't have a race. It doesn't have a certain group of people. If you know, you know.
There's no boundaries.
If you're in that world, you get treated the same. Everyone gets treated the same because we all go through the same suffering, the same sacrifices. You know what I mean? It's unspoken, innit?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. It's a club, innit? Like,
yeah, unspoken respect. Like, we all respect each other because we know what we go through.
It's a good answer.
Each other goes through. Yeah.
It's inclusive.
Yeah.
Weren't expecting that one. You're a very driven person, Kurt, and you're constantly striving for more. For you, when's enough, or is life infinite?
I just feel like I'm here to leave a bit of a footprint for my family, for the people who know me.
You've already done that, son.
No, I know, but it doesn't stop there.
No.
You know, that this was my way in. I feel like this was my way into that. This is the start, yeah. So like, I want to leave a footprint for my family. So I've got something to show me kids. I'll be able to tell my kids the importance of not giving up, the importance of discipline, self-respect, sacrifice. I'll be able to talk about all these qualities, and I'll have something to show for it as well. So I'm not just saying these words and they're empty. You know what I mean? They'll carry weight because of what I've achieved in my life.
I've said this before, it's like if you were speaking to a tattoo artist and you went in to get a tattoo and he was telling you all about it, but he had none. Like, how could you tell me what? And you said, what does it feel like?
I wasn't know.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
You can't take no advice off him, can you? Or you don't want to go there. For yourself, you've done it, you've been there, you've walked in them shoes, so you've got something with substance when you're talking to them and you're telling them something. It's coming from somewhere where, as you said, it's you've qualified to give them that information.
Yeah, because I've got the experience under my belt. Yeah. And hopefully I gather enough experience from boxing that it translates into other parts of their lives as well. Because it's not to say my future kids will go on to box, but they might go into other sports or other practices, and I'll be able to give them advice from what I've learned from boxing.
It's a transition of skills. For me, life is infinite, Kurt. For me personally, if you're asking me, enough's never enough.
No.
The second enough becomes enough is when we stop evolving.
Yeah.
It's when you stop growing.
Yeah.
When you're just like, yeah, well, this is it now.
That's a decision though, isn't it? It's a decision.
Yeah.
You've got to decide to stop.
Some people are just in that zone anyway, lad, I think.
Yeah.
Some people are just happy with what they've got. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, there's a translation of that. I'm not saying I'm not grateful for what I've got, because I'm massively grateful with what I've got, and I'm really happy with what I've got.
We're not satiated yet.
But
I'm
I'm not
full.
I don't think I ever will be, Kurt. There'll always be something that I want to set my mind to do. And I think the second that you stop doing that is when progress stops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if there's no goal, if there's nothing else.
Like it's like going on the motorway and not setting your destination in your sat nav. You know what I mean? You're just going to be driving on the motorway, going nowhere, wasting fuel. You've got to have somewhere to go.
Yeah, there's no destination, there's no goal, you've got to have a plan, haven't you, Kurt?
Yeah,
you've got to have something to work towards, something to achieve.
Yeah.
We touched on this, but you lost your dad, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had to deal with that.
Yeah.
When did you lose your dad?
Lost my dad 3 years ago. Just as all that COVID madness was starting. We'd lost him in the summer. But 3 years ago, 2 weeks, 3 years and a week. It's been his anniversary last week.
Have you dealt with that, or have you dealt with that?
I'd like to say I have. I'd like to think I have.
It's hard, innit, Kurt?
Yeah, it just makes a man out of you. I mean, you got to grow up quite quick, haven't you? When
they say the last step to adulthood's losing your parents.
Yeah.
You feel lonely, don't you? Obviously, your parents aren't there.
Yeah. Like I say, he was like a big he was like a measuring stick in my life. Like I'd measure my progress with me dad on how well I was doing in my life against me dad's like feedback. You know, I had a boss relationship with my dad, and I know I only met him when I was 9. So what? He died when I was 23.
9 to 23 is 14 years,
14.
Kurt.
I only have 14 years with my dad.
Lad, you could have had 14 minutes with your dad.
The depth
your dad.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Your relationship with him was very, very...
Yeah.
You thought so highly of him, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. He was a giant. He was a giant to me, man. Like, I remember going on days out with him when I was younger and stuff. And he'd be getting stopped by everyone in town. Everyone would be stopping him and saying, "Oh, Keith." And they'd be like grown men, like tearing up, telling me things about me. Show your dad done for me. Because, like I said about him, you know, going through addiction and stuff, he went from struggling with addiction to becoming a drugs counsellor. And he helped people grow through what he went through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when he passed away, the amount of people who reached out to me and my brothers, sharing stories and memories with him, he just like, he left a massive
marker on the world.
Footprint, a marker on the world, yeah. He redeemed himself for any mistakes that he'd made.
That was his part, Kate, weren't it?
Yeah.
That was his part.
Yeah.
Do you feel since you've lost him, as bitter, sweet as this is, do you think you've improved as a person? Do you think part of that made you drive more?
Like we were saying a bit earlier, I feel like boxing taught me how to lose, and losing's not about, you know, there's lessons in losing, and losing me dad, there was definitely lessons there. I had to learn how to, like, you know, manage my feelings and manage my emotions, and I had to learn how to be a better brother, be a better family member, be a better son, because I was too busy chasing this carrot that you sort of neglect these things sometimes. So losing me dad made me realise like how important these things are and how short-lived it is, because it was unexpected.
No.
It was unexpected. I remember being out. I was out with the lads on the bike on a sunny day, and it was a great day. Got home, was getting unchanged to get into bed. I sit down and I say to Ray, I haven't heard from my dad in a few days. And 10 minutes later, my brother rings me. Says, you heard from dad? I haven't heard from my dad in a few days. So my dad ends up ringing one of his neighbours. And his neighbour checks in, and my neighbour rang us and said, look, do you want to get here? Your dad's passed away. And then we went and found my dad. We went and found him, and it was reality. It was like time stood still for a little bit. It was like, wow, yeah. And I think what got me through it was trying to be a pillar for me brothers and for me missus, because she took it hard as well. They had a good relationship. They, like I said, they were my accountability partners, so they were always
to and fro.
To and fro about me.
Yeah.
You know, fucking kids.
He's fucking around again.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, she took it hard, so I just felt like I needed to be like a pillar for the family.
Yeah.
So I tried stepping up as best as I could.
Being a friend to you, Kate, and knowing you closely, and seeing what you've went through, and seeing you lose your dad and everything what's going with that, I know now, lad, him looking over you would be bursting with pride, lad, and be massively proud of you, lad. You've done so well, and you're a credit to him, lad.
Thank you, bro.
You're a credit to your family.
Thank you, lad. Thank you.
Let's talk about the good stuff.
Yeah.
The sexy stuff.
Yeah, okay.
The road to the ABA title.
Okay.
This weren't your first rodeo. You've been here before, Kate. You've been in these competitions before and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, experienced amateur boxer.
Yeah.
For you this time, what was different?
So I think it started right after lockdown, so everything was lightening up a little bit. The boxing season was starting again, and I just come to it with more focus than ever, because I feel like I used boxing to sort of grieve a little bit, like it was like a mattress for me. It cushioned me fall a little bit.
I remember you coming in the gym.
Yeah, give me something to dive into.
There's just one saying that's come into me head that you've always said to me, Kurt, and it's whenever I talk about boxing, I think about you, I think about this saying, and you've always said to me, boxing's a sport of highs and lows. It's like a bad ex-girlfriend, Jack. It's toxic, but you just keep going back to it.
Paulie Malignaggi said that.
Yeah, and it's always stuck with me. Like, I remember you saying that to me, you know what I mean? And there's loads of highs and lows within the sport of boxing, but boxing's there for you sometimes when you need it the most, Kurt, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because it's a way that you can vent, and it'll give you something to hold on to, and it's giving you some sort of focus and direction in your life, and you've got something to touch down with and somewhere to channel your energy.
It's expression, innit?
It's
self-expression. It's honest. Like when you're in a fight, When you're
it's
boxing,
the purest.
there's nothing more honest than a fight with another man.
No.
The real you comes out.
Yeah, it's a pure form of expression, but it's when I'm not even saying like channeling your anger or anything, I'm saying about channeling your energy. Like you've got somewhere where if you're feeling emotional or you're going through a hard time or whatever's going on in your life, when you're in that bag lad or them pads or you're in that ring, all that goes away, don't it, Kurt? It's just you and that.
Yeah. It goes back to being present. Like when I was saying about like me preparation or me ring walk, I know that that's a good state to be in. I know that that's when I'm getting the best out of myself, when I'm present, when I'm in the gym, hitting the pads, hitting the bag, doing a circuit. I haven't got time to think about whether the milk's run out, whether the bins need taken out, how much money's in my bank. I'm not thinking about that.
I'm thinking that matters, does it, Kurt, either?
I'm thinking about this next sequence that the coach has called out on the pads.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about how I'm going to get through this next set of babies, this next round on the air bike. That's what I'm thinking about, and that's what I feel like a massive medicine for mental health, anxiety is movement. You know what I mean? When you want to get out of your head, go into your body and just muffle the sound a little. It muffles the sound. I mean, when your thoughts are all loud, when your mind's loud and it's racing and you've got all sorts going on, and that self-chatter that you were talking about a bit earlier, it's like moving your body and training and stuff turns the volume down.
Right down.
For a little bit. You know what I mean? Gives you a bit of time to breathe. It's like you stop holding your breath underwater.
Yeah.
Take that good breath. You know?
You're in it, aren't you, Kurt? You're focused.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like quitting? Have you ever felt like swerving it?
Yeah, I've always felt like it.
Boxing.
You always feel like it. A lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, making weight and stuff, like everyone's experience in life. Like all your mates are travelling, eating what they want, living how they want to live. You know what I mean? And I want to do it. I want to do all that. I want to go and travel the world. I want to be making money. Things like that, but it's just like you say, you just keep going back to it.
And then it's when you say you want to do that and you want to be a boxer, then that's when the question comes, how bad you want it?
What do you want more? I remember, so going back to when I was a kid in school, I remember this motivational speaker came in once. I think I was like 15, 16. And he played the Eric Thomas video. Joe, when he's talking about the fella on the beach.
No.
So it's a great video, lad. So the video is called How Bad Do You Want It? And he basically tells a story about this mentor, this fella who meets a mentor on the beach. And the mentor walks out into the water and he's telling the fella, come out and meet me in the water. And he's like, I've come here to be successful, to learn how to be successful. I don't want to go swimming. And he's like, come out, come meet me. And he gets to the fella and the mentor grabs him, dunks his head under the water and keeps him underwater. He's like that clawing and strangling to get away. And he lets him up. And he goes, how bad do you want to breathe right now? And he was like, oh, more than anything. And he's like, well, when you want to be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Wow.
And I seen that when I was 15, 16, and I remember it like...
It stuck with you.
Do you know when people talk about self-awareness and something just goes...
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wow, that proper resonated with me.
Yeah, it
resonated with me. I was like, wow, like, what does that mean? If I watch that now, compared to when I watched it when I was 15, 16, I'd probably take something completely different from it.
But at that time, you understood you've got to really, 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 really want it.
Yeah. And then you're asking yourself, how bad do I want it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just about, like you said before, about quitting. I wanted to win the ABAs more than I wanted a night out. I wanted it more than I wanted to go on holiday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was worth missing out on these things
you'd have to,
temporarily.
because it's like you can't just be like, well, I've been turning up at the gym, I've been doing the sit-ups, I've been doing the press-ups, I've been doing the road work, the bag work, and that. It's
not enough. There's like I was working as hard when I was 62, 63
as you was when you were
when I was 54, 57. You know what I mean? I was doing more training.
Do you think the 54, 57 was the difference?
Yeah, definitely. You've got it's a stack. We're going back to the stack of reasons, aren't we? So like 54, 57 and giving myself the best chance.
Mm-hmm.
You're stacking the reasons why you can win.
Yeah, because you're at a better weight.
The odds are more in my favour. I'm at the top of the weight now at 54. You know what I mean? I'm the big one.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't understand boxing, if you're boxing at 64, someone's killed themselves to get down from 70 to make 64, and you just walk around at 64. Yeah, they're naturally the bigger man.
I've had a scram before getting on the scale. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm eating to get to 64 and but yeah, it's just them little tiny inches that you've got to change. You've got to be constantly assessing yourself.
If someone was out there now and they were watching this podcast, Kurt, and they were doing something which was really difficult in life, no matter what that may be, and they've got them thoughts going on in their head of quitting, what would you say to that person?
Just keep saying it up. Just keep saying it up. That's all you can do. You know, like, magic happens when you keep saying it up. That one time, that one session where you think about quitting, that one session where you think you're going to quit, that might be the session an opportunity comes. Or someone's pulled out of this fight, so there's a spot there and they've asked for you. Opportunity
meets preparation, and then that's when the magic happens.
You know what I mean? You've got to be around. You've got to be around for it.
And you've got to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
If you're not prepared and the opportunity presents itself, you won't be successful.
No.
And if you're prepared but you're not there to get the opportunity, it won't arise.
Yeah. Like there was a time where about a year ago, about 18 months ago, where I was training like a demon because I was just happy to be back in the gym after lockdown. And I got a call from Carl, who was doing Merseyside and Cheshire boxing. And he rang me on the Wednesday. Carl Morris, Mogsy, called me on the Wednesday saying, do you want to fight for Merseyside against London on Friday? And I was on weight and that. So I was like, yeah.
It's when you and Lewis and that went on the train, weren't it?
But lad, yeah, it was then, yeah. Me, Lewis, Jack Jervis. And that opportunity wouldn't have even reached my ears
if you wouldn't have been around.
If I weren't ready. So because I was ready.
It was like, yeah.
It's like, well, he's thought to ring me.
Why? Yeah, because he knows you're ready.
He's thought to ring me because I'm ready. He knows I'll be ready. You know what I mean? And that's like, I feel like it's part of my reputation now. People know how much I give to it.
They know you're ready.
They know I'm ready. Like if I got a call today.
You're ready.
To box tonight.
You're ready.
I've got my gummy in my car. You know what I mean? That's just the way I am. It's just the way I am. I love it.
We touched earlier on a mental shift.
Yeah.
A massive mental shift. You know, on perspective and how you were viewing yourself and self-belief, Kurt.
Yeah.
For you, what reinforces your self-belief? And when was that moment? Was there a moment? Was there a catalyst, a turning point that you could say, that was the moment, lad, where like my mind has started to think different, or my self-belief? Because your perception on things and your self-belief are two completely different fucking things. So you're sitting there saying to me, well, you were looking at it in a strategic way. You were saying, well, I weren't doing all the things that I knew I needed to do, so I went back to the drawing board and looked at, well, why aren't I being as successful as I wanted to be? And you knew that maybe the weight needed to be better. You knew that you needed to give more in other areas. It was out of the gym more than it was in the gym as well. Yeah. Everything needed to change. Yeah. So you've applied yourself in all them ways. Where did the self-belief come from, Kurt? Because you need to have... I can see it from the outside looking in. I've watched you box as your career's progressed, and you never believed in yourself then the way you do now.
No. I heard a saying a few years ago, and it stuck with me, and I use it in my personal training for my clients and stuff as well. And it's that you're growing towards your vision of yourself. So I always knew what I was capable of. I always knew I was capable of winning an ABA title. I always knew I was capable of being in the Solly Trophy cabinet. And I just had to have that picture in the forefront of my mind. So when it does come to situations where it's like I've got a crossroad where it's like the lads are going out, or there's a session at 7 a.m. in the morning with Berkey.
You're doing that 7 a.m. session?
That vision of myself is in the front of my mind. All right, what's taking me closer to my vision of myself? That's taking me further away.
Much further away, yeah.
Being in EBGBs. You know what I mean? Having a dance.
On GB.
Having a dance. Isn't going to take me to GB.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
So it's just about catching yourself before you make these certain decisions, and having a conversation with yourself first. My belief in myself comes from
what you're doing.
Me confidence in me decision making.
Do you think the more decisions you made for the better, Kurt, when it was EBGBs or a session with Berkey? You know what I'd be doing? I'd be going to fucking EBGBs, Berkey. Nah. He'd be going with me. On a serious note, when you said, no, right, I'm going to make the right decision and I'm going to go insane, is that what's reinforcing your self-belief, Kurt? The more you were making the right decisions, the more you knew you were doing the right thing, was the confidence coming because physically you could see you were improving, the weight was coming down, you was getting more of a stronger physique, and obviously the results were coming where when you're having a move around, sparring in the gym, that has a lot to do with it. If you're getting in, you're sparring, we're having a move around, and I'm just seeing off on you left, right and centre, you're going home and that's living in your head. Where if obviously you're getting in the gym, in the ring, in the gym, and you're sparring, and you're faring well in the sparring, and everything's sort of like coming into line, your weight's right, everything's right. It's
evidence, isn't it, Jack? It's confidence comes from the evidence that you give it. So if I look back at my last 6 weeks, and I journal. That's why it's so important to journal and stuff. I know you're big into journaling. Like, if you measure your last 6 weeks to the goal that you're trying to get to, am I living in line? Am I doing everything right? Have I had a few too many days off? Have I let myself off the hook a few too many times?
Maintenance and progression are different, aren't they?
Yeah.
If I go to the gym every day and I do the same run, I do the same amount of press ups.
It's not enough. Just the same, aren't you?
Gotta do a little bit more. And by writing it down and tracking what you're doing, you can see what you've been, where you were and where you go.
Yeah, in the gym they call it progressive overload. Like when you're lifting weights and stuff and bodybuild, it's like a strength training principle.
Yeah, if you went to gym and bench pressed 20 kilos every day per year,
you get to a certain point and then you won't look any different, you won't feel any different,
no,
you won't
be any
stronger.
The same thing.
Yeah, you won't be any stronger. So you can apply them principles that you learn from your training to goal setting.
Do you think your title was won and lost in the kitchen?
Yeah, not just in the kitchen. It definitely had a part in it though.
Didn't it?
Definitely had a part in it, yeah. Because obviously I had 2 goals at the ABAs. My first run in the elite ABAs was a 57 kilo. And I had a good run. I had 4 bouts and I got to the national semi-final. And I got beaten in the national semi-final by a lad called Billy Adams, tall southpaw, awkward kid. He was great. And I remember everyone was like patting me on the back like, wow, because people didn't think I was capable of getting that. That was the closest I'd ever been to anything that big.
Yeah.
Everyone patting me on the back and I just weren't happy with myself.
Yeah, but the national, to get out of the regionals is hard, isn't it, Kurt? Like for anyone watching it who doesn't know boxing, if you're going in the elite ABAs, your weight class, if it's busy, trying to just get out of the area is difficult. Yeah. And then when you get to the national stage, you're boxing the best kids from every local district.
Yeah, they want to get out their areas as well.
So they're all good kids.
Yeah. So I got beat then, and then a couple of months later, they had the ABAs again because it was right after lockdown.
Yeah, it was it was mad, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they had the ABAs at the end of the year, where they normally have it at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So it was like the end of 2020, end of 2021, and then the beginning of 2022. They had the ABAs again.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was another slice of the pie.
It was a short turnaround, so I had another go, and I'd won my semi-final, my area semi-final, and then I got beaten in the area final, and I was proper kicking myself. Like I was like, oh, must have been a fluke. Must have been a fluke, must have been this, must have been that. And it was a close fight as well. It was a really good fight against Jack Turner. Who's out doing bits now.
Jack Turner's a good kid, yeah.
Great kid.
And another day, Kurt, it could have been yours and another opponent, you would have got out of the area. You know what I mean? Because you fought the level. The level Jack Turner was at was up there, and you fought it early on in the competition.
Yeah.
That could have been a final if you were in a different area.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's the luck of the draw on a day.
It is, exactly, yeah.
But you weren't good enough.
I weren't prepared enough.
No. And that's the harsh reality again.
Yeah.
You've really put the work in. There can only be one winner, and whoever wins, the best man. Yeah. That's the horrible thing about the sport, but it's the reality of the sport.
I think I'm lucky as far as that's concerned with me dad, because me dad always made a point. He made me make a point of looking at myself first. So there was a time where, before the ABAs, before lockdown and stuff, where I was fighting at weights that I shouldn't have been fighting at and stuff, and I weren't giving 100% outside of the gym, and I'd just been beat by a bigger lad, a heavier lad. Yeah,
there's a difference in the Kurt, and you can feel that difference when you're in there.
Definitely. And I goes back to the gym, and and Eddie makes a show of me in front of a group of the lads. And I remember my head just going down, and I was like, fucking,
he does that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, but it fucking works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
I remember leaving the gym that night, and I was thinking, I'm not going back.
What did he say to you?
I don't come here to feel like that. So he was like, right, everyone, today, what we're working on is being busy. Do you know what that means, Kurt? And lad, I just felt everyone's eyes go like that and look at me, and my head fell off. I didn't even want to be, I just wanted to take my gloves off and go home.
Yeah.
I finished the session, and then like that to me bed, I was like, I'm leaving the solid, I'm not going back. Fuck this. I don't come here to feel like that. I don't.
Yeah.
Joe, that second person who we're talking about,
he was
saying, you shouldn't be taking that.
Yeah, you deserve more than this.
Yeah, you do this, or you come here after work, you get the bus an hour after work to go to the gym and an hour back, and
that's when it's the justification. Yeah, you start justifying everything. Yeah.
And I remember telling me dad, I'm gonna go to another gym, dad. And I told Eddie that I weren't gonna go back.
I remember this time, Kurt.
Lad, I know.
I can remember this period in time.
I remember saying to Eddie, and he was like shocked. He was like, lad, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure.
We were jogging up and down when you decided not to leave, Kurt, yeah. And Berkey said, Kurt Wiggins, he's the fastest kid to ever leave and come back. He holds the record for coming back.
And that all started. I came back because my dad encouraged me to look at myself first. So I told my dad what had happened. And my dad said, I think this is almost word for word. He went, listen, son. And he went, the solely right, I've had champions before you, and they're going to have champions after you. So have a look at yourself and then make your decision. And then I went home and I had a long hard think. Sat there thinking, man, like that, Confucius. Sat there at the end of the bed thinking. Just thought,
Have a few Lotus biscuits while you were doing that.
No, lad. No. She's hit them all.
There's rappers everywhere. Fucking hate this.
There's a long hard think. And then the day after, I messaged Eddie and went, Eddie, I'm not going to leave. And he texted me back going, wow, that's the quickest anyone's ever come back to the gym. And I came back and they were all buzzing off me. And
you're not going to live that down for a fortnight.
But lad, they give me an easier time.
Yeah.
Than I deserved.
Yeah. You thought it was going to be a horrible one.
They just buzzed a little bit. Yeah, fuck it, Eddie's back.
You
And then
get tethered in the solly, innit?
Yeah,
like it's that type of place, lad, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, that's another time where I've thought about. That was a time where I thought about quitting. Yeah,
and look where you are now.
I had that accountability. You know what I mean? People lose counsel or trust. That's why it's important to have people around you who you trust, who want what's best for you, whether you really agree with them or not.
Yeah, a good friend, a shit friend will tell you what you want to hear. A good friend will tell you what you don't want to hear, Keith. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You say, oh yeah. They'll say, oh yeah, no, it's sound that, lad. Where a good friend would say, no.
Yeah.
You're not working hard enough, or you're not applying yourself correctly, or you're not doing it right.
They're only holding you to standards that you've set for yourself. You know what I mean? I've told them that's where it comes into that public accountability thing where you're telling people what you want to do. I want to be a champion boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're just giving me feedback. They're reflecting back to me how I'm living.
Yeah.
They're only telling me what I'm not doing. I want that. I need that. That's got me that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why that's sitting there on the table.
What's your training routine? If you're in a camp, what are you doing, Kurt? How do you train? What do you do?
So, I've got strength and conditioning twice or 3 times a week.
Where do you do that?
I'll do that in the fitness commune with Paul O'Donnell. Master, he's a wizard. A lot of credit to my success goes to the training I've done with him, because that made me elite. That was like a step up.
Yeah.
To the elite ranks, you know, taking me training serious. He gave me loads of little gems, pearls of wisdom about me nutrition, about me lifestyle outside the gym, about weight management and stuff. So I owe a lot of me success to the fitness commune.
Shout out to the fitness commune.
So strength training 2-3 times a week, and stints of running. I don't like to run too much because I'm a boxer. I like to spend the majority of my time doing the skill that I'm trying to get better at. So I could be in boxing 5-6 times a week. You know.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get more efficient at boxing if I'm spending more of my time doing that.
Honing the skills.
But running has its place, obviously.
Needs its place, doesn't it?
I mean, it's a discipline. It's more of a discipline.
It does, and it helps keep the calories at bay, doesn't it?
It does. Absolutely.
Circuit training. Part and parcel of boxing.
Yeah.
Circuits.
There's bits of that. There's elements of that with the fitness commune. Some of the stuff they've got us doing.
Working on technique as well when you're in the gym, like progressive, knowing where you are and the certain things you want to work on.
Yeah.
Nutrition. Give me a day in the life of Kurt Wiggins. If you're making weight, what's your nutrition like? What are you eating? When are you eating?
Like a rabbit. No. So, I like food, me. That's one of me things.
I know that.
We know that, yeah. So, I try and base my nutrition off like certain principles. Like I'll have protein with every meal. Try and eat certain amounts of protein with every meal. I'll base my carbs around me training, so I'm fueling me training.
So you'll carb up before you train, Kurt?
Just so I've got energy to train, and then like I like to not have carbs before bed. So I'll do my session in the night, and then I'll have like a high protein, maybe high fat meal with no carbs. Just because the way I justify it to myself is
what would that be, a high protein, high fat meal?
So say chicken breast and half an avocado and some salad, loads of salad, just to fill the plate up a little bit. Steak and eggs.
And to fill that void, baby.
Fill that void, yeah. Fill me soul. Yeah, because the way I justify it to myself, like, I don't need fuel to sleep. I don't need to fuel sleep.
No.
I don't need energy to sleep.
So you load up in the morning, Kurt, a bit more?
Yeah, I'll eat a bit bigger in the morning.
Brekkie,
just to fuel
what will breakfast be?
So, I like to, I stick to the same thing really when I'm dieting, so there's no thought involved. So like I'll have like a bowl of granola and a protein yogurt.
Yeah.
And maybe a banana or something like that.
Yeah, so that's your breakfast.
That's
and you don't
breakfast.
If you start thinking about it, you're overthinking and you start trying to make other fucking decisions, don't you? Where it's just like, bang, that's it.
And I'll even, because it's a tip I learned in the book, Atomic Habits, so I prepare it the night before. So I'm preparing for the habit that I want to have.
Well, my last podcast there with the mind shaming, I mentioned Tom Simpson, who I train with on a weekly basis, and I said that basically he gives us a morning and evening routine guide, and the first thing he said was, your morning starts the night before.
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure that you're prepared. You've got to know what you're doing. If you don't start the morning the night before, the next day's forget about it.
Something I could take on. Yeah. Something I could really benefit from.
The morning starts the night before. So in this book, it's a cracker of a book. It's only short and it's a guide. It'd be like in the evening time, you'd say, right, okay, well, what am I doing tomorrow? And then you'd be able to like sort of plan, write your three main goals down for the next day. You'd write them down. And then you'd know what time you were going to obviously get up. And then there was boxes along the top of the program, and it's like how much water have you took on board that morning, have you exercised, have you done your affirmations, blah blah blah. And at the end of the day, you'd ask yourself, what could I have done better? What could I have done better today? And there's always an answer to something you could have done better. Did you achieve all the goals you set out to achieve? Yes or no? And you can hold yourself accountable. And then you can prepare for the next morning. Do you know what I mean? So are your bags packed? Are you ready to go?
If you're running for the day you want it off.
Yeah, are you running? Well, where's your shit? You shorting that out on the side, ready to go. Do you know what I mean? Are you ready? Then when that alarm's set, it's so much easier because you just jump out the bed, bang, your shorts are on, you're into your trainees, you're ready to rock and roll. You're ahead of the pace, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
It's a belter, innit?
I'll have to get on that.
It's a cracker, innit?
Yeah.
Reach out to Simo, lad, he'll give you one.
I will, definitely.
So yeah, so you were saying about preparation and getting prepared.
Preparing it the night, like, so it's something that when I read Atomic Habits, it's something that I tried taking on board. So I prepare me breakfast the night before, and then when I come downstairs and come in the kitchen, I'm there's no thought involved. It's there. It's there. All I've got to do is eat it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when you've got time to think about it, you might think, oh, but I don't feel like that. I feel like a bowl of chocolate shreddies because it's there. It's whatever catches your eye first.
It's a mental game as well. Recently, I've just done a 72-hour fast.
Have you?
Yeah, about a week and a half ago, maybe a bit longer, maybe a fortnight ago.
How did you feel?
Lad, look, if you are out there and you're an athlete or you're doing some sort of anything that's challenging, try and do a 72-hour fast, because mentally it's probably one of the toughest things I've done. There was a group of us who done it, so like the people who'd trained with Apex, with Simo, he set the challenge for us to do it, and we started that Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, and the challenge went to Friday night at 6 o'clock. So my last meal was at 5:30, and I had chicken pasta and salad, and then obviously I broke the fast on the Friday at 6 o'clock, and I had like chicken wraps. I've never enjoyed food so much in my life, because dieting's hard, and it's one of the things I struggle with most. But we could only have water, lad. And honest to God, the amount of like the voices inside your head, that mindset, I was just like, oh lad, I was walking down the road and like just like staring through shop windows, and it was just crazy. Day 1 was sound, but day 2 was dark. Like when I got to the Thursday, it was the Thursday. Tuesday was okay because it was the evening time, but the Wednesday was okay because it was the first like sort of day. So I just had to keep myself busy, and I didn't realise how much time I consumed with eating stuff, because it was like when we'd be at work, when everyone's having a break, their dinner, I was just like, shit, what am I doing here? Just working the break and just having water and that. And then the Thursday was really difficult. Like I wanted to swerve it, really did, right? And I watched this thing with David Goggins, and he was saying about 1 second moments, and he was saying
the moments,
if you want to quit, there's that 1 second you just want to give that number in. You just got to get through that moment. Yeah. And his voice was like, that was just going in my head. And in the evening time, I took the kids to football on a Thursday night, and I've never wanted to swerve something so much. And they played well, and he wanted to go to Maggie's on the way home. And I was with Carmen, we're in the car now. I took them there, and I went home, and I just had to walk the dog, come back. Fuming. Kicking the dog all around the block. You were looking at me. So cool. Fucking Maggie's, what? Call yourself my family.
You don't support me.
Yeah. So I went on a walk, and I came home, and I was just saying to myself, just get yourself to bed. All you need to do is go to sleep. Just go to sleep. So I went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning on a Friday, and lad, I was a different person.
Let me pause you there, Jack, right? Yeah. So see the way you're talking to yourself and communicating with yourself here? Yeah. Do you feel like your sense of communication from fasting, like with yourself, did you feel more in touch with yourself from fasting?
Lad, you're in your own, you don't realise how much of your life you spend in your own head.
How much closer you are to yourself.
Oh, you were talking to yourself all day. I did feel more alert at one point, but then I got like brain fog during it, you know what I mean? And then I think for different people it's different. Some of the people in the group, some of the girls I noticed more were like, it was easy. And I was like, whoa, that was you on the same channel as I was. But I woke up the next morning, and I dropped Simo a message, and I was like, what's happening, champ? How are you going? I'm flying now, because I knew we're on Friday. I've only got to make it till 6 o'clock. And it was like 10 in the morning. I was at work, and I was nailing water, and I was thinking 6 is coming. So, and he was like, last night was rough, and this morning I'm feeling it. Where in that morning I was all right. So it was getting different people, obviously at different times.
You've probably picked them up, haven't you, by saying,
yeah, I was saying, good. Listen, lad, we're on it, you know. And he was like, but we move, lad. And he was like, you know, the evening's coming and that, and we're gonna break the fast and all that. And there was some scenes in that group in the night time with the scran. Everyone was taking photos and that. But basically, mentally, it was one of the toughest things I've done, and you don't realise how much food has an impact on your life, but it's something we take for granted so much, lad. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like when you're dieting and stuff, I can totally relate to what you're saying, because you get in your own head, where when you're eating all the time and you haven't got that restriction on what you're eating, you take it for granted, and it's just like, it's not a thought that's there, is it? You're just eating what you want. But when you know you're restricted, it's like it's already in your head. You wake up, if you're getting up at 6 in the morning, you come down, or 5, because you're up early, you're training the clients. You're having that granola and that, you sort of, is it me, or are you thinking about that, Kate? You're like, fucking hell, this again.
See, I like granola. It's a granola, listen.
I don't want lies on this podcast.
You know me. You know I like granola, right? That's my after fight. After I weigh in, right, for a fight, we go straight to the travel in or whatever, right? And I'm like that. Hoover in the granola.
That was a shock, you've just shook the mic. Listen.
But yeah, I just, because I like it.
Yeah, it's not too bad for you. Yeah. So it's part of your routine. Yeah. You'll have your dinner, you'll have your evening meal, and then you just cracking on, Kurt, getting that weight made. Definitely, during that period of time, do you have any cheat meals? When you're dieting, do you work towards like maybe a weekend and have something on a Saturday and then we go again, or is it just no?
No, I do, to be honest. Yeah, I do.
I think you need to. Me personally, like whenever I'm on, like if I'm shooting, I try not to call it diet. I just trying to say like I'm making different food choices. But if I am dieting, or when I've dieted in the past, I do need, because for me then I'll be working towards the Saturday lad or whatever, and I won't go mad, but I'll know on Saturday I'm having blah blah.
Yeah, like
it's more sustainable.
I won't necessarily, like when you say cheat meal, I won't like order a Domino's and then that's my cheat meal, or I won't go to Mackey's or the KF or something like that. Like rather than eat crap food, I'd rather have more food. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd rather have a bigger portion of decent food
than shite.
And to me, that's a cheat.
Yeah.
Because then I'm getting the best of both. Then I'm still getting
goodness,
a good meal. I'm still getting a good meal down me, but I'm eating a bit more of it, so I can enjoy it for a bit longer.
Instead of going to Mackey's, you'd have a roast dinner if you're going to have a cheese. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You're going to fill your boot but with good gear.
Yeah.
Who are the best coaches you've had around you, Kurt, who you've been able to train with, who you've had the honour of training with?
There's too many.
To name a few. Who've had the maybe not necessarily, let's rephrase that, not the best, the ones who've had the most impact on you personally.
Like I say, from the fitness commune, Paul O'Donnell. He's helped me become more of an elite athlete. Carl Mogsy, he had a massive season with me last season. He was taking me up and down the country.
He's about to Carl, I think.
Carl, yeah. Fucking hell, can't fault him, man. I miss you, lad. Get back in the gym.
Yeah.
Because last year, I went from being a 20 fight, after lockdown, I went from being a 20 fight novice to having 20 fights in one season.
I know, it was crazy season.
It's 20 fights in one season, and Carl was taking me all around the country. I was fighting every other week.
He's a good lad, Carl. He put the time in with you and that.
He did.
He's had me out loads of times, and he's took me out sparring and stuff like that. He's put time in me and that.
The likes of Berkey and Eddie, you know, they're just staple parts of the gym. Paul Lawson, Atty, you know Atty, don't you?
Atty's a boss lad, Atty Fabian.
All day, they're just all, the lot of them. You can't just name one.
There's too many in there.
Because they've all got different attributes that make them good coaches.
Yeah, definitely.
Like one brings good energy, one's boss on the fitness who doesn't let you let up, one's a really technical coach who breaks things down with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to just name a few would be an injustice.
No, I know what you mean, yeah. Yeah, they're all, so basically all the coaches at the Solly and then the fitness commune.
Yeah, they're all cogs in the wheel.
Yeah. That have obviously made you get where you're going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know this is a hard question, but who would you say some of the best boxers are that you've had the pleasure to share in the ring with, Kurt? Could be sparring, it could be fighting, it could be whatever. Just
best boxers
you've ever shared the ring with.
There's a lad from the northeast called Josh Babb. He's just won the Tri Nations recently. He's a great fighter. I remember going up there. So he just got to the final of the ABAs fighting Billy Adams, who beat me in the semis. So we thought it was a good idea to get the fight on.
Yeah.
I was number 3, he was number 2. So me, Carl, Eddie and Carl Zaggy went up there. Only on a club show. And lad, it was a phone box fight. Stood there in the middle of the ring. Oh lad, you should have seen me head after it.
Coggies everywhere.
Oh lad, it was mad. You know, both of us had coggies. So where you just resting each other's heads on each other, and we were in close fighting in the pocket. Well, it was one of my favourite fights because I had to dig in.
Yeah, proper digging.
Yeah, it was a great fight. Lost that on a 3-2 split. When you go in there, you go in there next to the woods.
Yeah. Did we have it?
We had it. It was great. Josh
do you reckon you got it, Kurt? Do you reckon it was yours?
No,
he got it.
No, I think he got it. Yeah. I think he got it. I think he had a great first round.
Yeah,
Good opener. Second round, I woke up because I knew I'd lost the first. And then the third round, we just both pointed in the middle of the ring. Come on, get in the middle.
Let's have it.
And we both just had it.
Boss.
Shouting at each other in the fight and that, and then we give each other a big squeeze after.
It's great fighter,
great scrappy, Good lads up there.
Who else?
Jack Turner.
Jack Turner.
He's just a beast, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's hard with Jack Turner because I've seen him since he was a kid. Like when
Yeah.
I was in Crocky, he was only young, but he's been winning national titles and that since then.
Yeah.
So like,
He's good Jack Turner, lad, yeah.
brilliant.
Quality,
He's
quality.
brilliant,
Kid.
yeah. He, over lockdown, after lockdown, he'd been coming to the gym for sparring and stuff.
Yeah.
So we started sparring and that, and I was thinking, oh, he's only a kid. I only remember him when he was a kid, and that was the first time I'd seen him since. He was whacking then, sparring. I was like, wow, bloody hell, he's not a kid anymore. And then before it, obviously, and it was weird because I just thought, oh, it's my little mate from the gym. But you can't think like that when you're in there, mate. It's just another person in front of you. He's in my way.
Yeah, 100%.
If he can knock me out, lad, he will.
Yeah.
If he thinks he can knock me out, he's gonna do it.
Yeah,
so I can't give them that same respect there and then. It was a good fight. That was a good fight as well. It was 50-50, I think.
Did Jack get it, did he?
Jack got it. He boxed great. He's a proper fighter, Jack, isn't he?
Yeah, lad, yeah.
He's a proper fighter. He's a strong kid.
Yeah,
so I was expecting a fight. I was telling myself all week.
Yeah. But he can box a bit as well, though, can't he?
And he boxed. And he did when we fought.
He boxed.
He boxed. And I was chasing him.
Yeah.
And I realised too late. I realised like in round 3, why am I chasing him and he's not doing anything, but I'm running after him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he boxed.
He was great. That was good. That was a tough fight. He went on to the ABA final that year.
Yeah.
And he should have won it. We won't talk about that. I don't want to talk about that, but he should have won it.
He should have got it, yeah.
I think he should have got it.
That's how much you're boxing for you, lad, as well, innit? There's loads of decisions like that, and there's loads of times where you're like, but they watching the same fight as I. That's boxing on a whole, innit?
It is, lad, and you just got to take it. Like we said about going swimming and getting wet.
Yeah,
that's
part and parcel of it. Yeah. You know in your own head when you've won or lost, it doesn't matter what that card says. You know whether you got it or whether you didn't.
Some fights I've been in there.
Yeah.
Where could have swore blind.
Yeah, you've
could
had
have swore blind. It was mine.
Yeah, and as I say, you know what, in the amateurs case, it doesn't matter so much. Don't get me wrong, it does. There's some unjust decisions and stuff, but as Luke Willis said, lad, records are for fucking DJs.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know whether you've won or you know whether you've lost. And if you get out of that ring, especially if it's not like in a competition, if it's a club show or whatever, you go to yourself, I know I had that. You know you did. Or if you got the win, but you thought, fucking mad decision, you'd know.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? So,
like we said before, though, losing brings the opportunity to learn.
Yeah, definitely. They say, don't they? You win or you learn. I believe you learn when you win as well if you want to take something from it. But that's part and parcel.
That's elite when you're winning and you're critical of yourself.
Yeah. You definitely can take something every time how you could improve.
There's a time where I was in Leeds with Carl. I went up with Carl and I was on a good little win streak. I think I was on a 4-fight win streak. And went up to Leeds to fight this lad. And lad, it was the worst one of my worst performances. Like, everything just went out the window. I was just fighting. Yeah. Because I had a crap first round. It was hot as anything in there in the venue. You know, little I am, lad. I was nearly butting the ceiling. one of them venues, right? And I just went out there and started swinging hell for leather, and I got the win. And I was sat there fuming at myself in the changes after it, saying I was crap. Yeah, it weren't good enough. And I just won, and everyone around me's like, you won, Kate, you won. And I'm nah. It's not good enough, it's terrible. I'm better than that.
But that's how you know you're improving, Kurt. Where 2 years before that, you'd have come out buzzing. You'd have took that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Let's touch on last season then before we move on. Last season, you were the bridesmaid, but never the bride. But you had some season, lad, didn't you?
I was busy, like.
You went to the MCK Box Cup, didn't you?
Yeah, MCK Box Cup.
And how did you fare there? You got silver, didn't you?
So I had 3 fights over the weekend. Fought the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday. And on the Sunday, I got beat in the final. Questionable.
Yeah, decision.
It was a good fight.
Could have went either way.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Did you get it?
I thought it did.
Yeah.
I thought it did. A lot of people there thought it did.
Yeah, fuck being polite. This is shake the mic, lad. That's what you're here for.
No, but I thought it deserved to win. I fought a good kid. Fought a very good kid. You had like England experience and that.
Stuff, yeah.
But yeah,
You got it.
Yeah, got silver. That was my first silver medal. That was my first tournament.
Did you go to Haringey?
Went to Haringey as well. Should have won in Haringey, I think. I got beaten in Haringey in the final again. I had 3 fights over the weekend. Got beaten in the final. Boxing News done a write-up.
So that's 2 silvers in a Kurt?
2 silvers, yeah. Boxing News done a write-up saying about how dodgy the decision was. Like, there was no question Kurt Wiggins should have won.
Was it mad to see your name in Boxing News, Kurt?
Yeah, it was. It was like, you know, that was a compliment. Obviously, you want the win.
Yeah, but just to get in that magazine,
I want the gold. Yeah. But for them to, like, they don't know me nothing. No, they don't know me. Yeah, for them to just point that out.
Yeah, because there's someone who's non-biased, who's on the fence, who's just watched that fight and went, there's no way you should have lost that.
I'd feel worse.
If it would have been the other way around and you won.
If I'd have won and I'd have seen that in the magazine. That's forever, that magazine's forever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is. And you know it's the truth as well, don't you? The truth hurts. So you had 20 fights in one season.
Yeah.
That's active, innit?
Yeah, it was active, though. That was me transitional period.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That was the catalyst, wasn't it, to get you where you were going. And that was where, like, well, up to that point, from listening to this podcast, what you said to me and watching you, from the age of 16, you know what? You're 26 now.
26 now, yeah.
So from the age of 16 to 25, 9 years, you had 20 fights, all said and done. And in 12 months, you had 20.
Yeah.
So you might not have achieved what you'd achieved in 9 years and 12 months, but you had that activity was crammed into that.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable, Kurt. Yeah. Just when you just put it like that, when you sit back and think about it like that.
It was busy, like there was a lot went into it. Like I was having to stay on weight on that most of the time.
Recently, you also went on a trip on a pro-am card to Malta with Derry Matthews and
that was great.
I watched it online. I watched it. Tell us about that.
So the opportunity came about when I've been sparring Conor, helping Conor Butler out because he was fighting for the Commonwealth in Malta. So I was helping him out, and I was like they call up that day.
Just getting them call up saying, "Can you come and spar Conor Butler?" And that care for you. That's an honour, isn't it?
He's been around. He's been where I'm wanting to go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's doing things that I'm wanting to do now. So that was a massive compliment for me.
Yeah.
Massive compliment. You know. So I've sparred him like twice at this point, and I'm going for my 3rd spar with him. And one of the coaches in Derry's gym says, "We might have got you a bout in Malta if you can get there, if you want to go." It's like, what? It's like, yeah, sir. Training dead hard for it. My first international bout. The day before we fly out, I get a call saying my opponent's pulled out with an injury. Gutted. But I had faith that something was going to happen. Something was going to happen. I'm still going to box. Saying to me, missus, I'm still boxing.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
Still boxing until I'm not. Until that show's on, I'm done. Until Conor Butler wins and they're shutting the lights off.
Yeah, I'm boxing on that show. Yeah.
So, this is mad, right? Me mate, Lucas, you know Lucas Doob, don't you?
Yeah, No Limits.
So, he was meant to be fighting on that card as well. He took a bout the day before we were flying out and gets a cut.
No.
The day before.
No, lad.
So I was like, oh no. Shit.
You're taking Lucas's place, aren't you?
So, yeah, I was gutted for him, right? Because I love Lucas. No, I love Lucas.
No, I know,
he knows.
I know, but it just,
for him.
It fell for you.
And then I said to the coaches, what weight's the fight at? And it was meant to be a 55, I think, or 54 or 55. And I went, listen, I said, I'm 58 now.
I'll make that weight.
I'll make 55 key by the time we get there.
Yeah.
And it was a hard 24 hours on the plane and that, going to Malta and getting the weight off and stuff.
What was you doing to get the weight off, Kurt?
So, I get to the airport.
Yeah.
Gets told that I could be fighting. Could still fight, there could be an opponent. I didn't eat. gets the Malta, gets me sweat gear on, does a little session in the hotel gym, about a half an hour session. Was in the bath, sweating the rest out. Got up the next morning, done a little plod, got a bath again, and I lost 3 key from the airport to the weigh-in.
You don't want to be making weight on the day, and
you don't. But it weren't on the day; it was the day before because it was a pro-am show. Because it was a pro card.
You could weigh in the day
before. Let us weigh in the day before.
So you had time to refuel.
Lad, I was like, it was heavy.
It's horrible when it's like that. I remember I met you, Kurt. I remember when I was boxing. I boxed Paul Edwards in Manchester, and I met you in the morning because I was heavy at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was in JD gym. And you had me on the runner in the sauna in my sweatsuit and all that.
Fucking hell,
I made the weight.
You just had to do it, didn't you?
You made the weight, So you made the weight.
Yeah.
What was that like getting in there?
Made the weight, but it was boss. It was amazing. I think I made a good
socks off, Kurt.
I think I made a good impression that night as well.
Socks off, lad. It was silky gear.
I nearly got him out of there in the last round.
It was. You boxed great. Your movements again, loads of angles. Beautiful boxing. He didn't know where he fucking was, lad, did he?
It was good. Really good.
What an amazing opportunity as well.
Yeah.
Just prior to what just happened.
Do you know what? That fight zone. They didn't know me anything.
No, but they gave you the opportunity.
They give me a chance like that. I was there at the boxing last night, and they were all dead happy to see us.
It's amazing, Kurt.
They were all dead happy to see it. It was nice.
Goes back to when you were saying about boxing and boundaries, and everyone's welcome if you're working hard.
Yeah.
So, the road to the ABA title, Kurt.
Yeah.
As I said to you, what was different this time? In the build-up to the competition, or was it just business as usual, or was there something different there this time?
I think I did a bit of a personal crossroads, to be honest with you. I had loads going on at home and stuff. Like, obviously, gotta make money to live. Yeah. And I was at a point where I was giving that much of my time and energy to boxing.
You weren't making enough money.
Other areas in my life were suffering. I was just spinning one plate.
You weren't giving no time to your family, no time to your missus, no time to your fucking business. You just boxing, and it's like something's got to give.
That's what I thought was required. So I was giving me everything to boxing.
But it was too much.
And you could say it was too much. I was giving me all to boxing, but then in the back of my mind, it's like...
Your life's falling apart.
Like, other things are going on, and like... I'm carrying that into the ring, so I'm not getting the best out of myself.
There's balance with everything in there.
Balance, yeah. That's what I was missing.
Balance is key.
That's what I was missing. And I put myself under the impression that you can't have balance, you gotta be obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Controlled obsession's one thing, but when it's fucking insane obsession, that's another.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then obviously it took that pressure off me. I got a job, I got another job. Because I weren't giving as much to the personal training, so I had to start my personal training up again, give that more energy.
Yeah, because you weren't getting your client base, you'd lost that because you were putting everything elsewhere. Where was the job? Flow Planet?
Flow Planet, yeah. And I'm still there at the minute because I believe in what they're doing. They're doing great things for the city.
Yeah, it's boss.
Brilliant.
Have you been? Shout out to
Have you been?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got a float there, but I don't know whether it's ran out. I need to see.
I'll sort you out.
So I love it. Boss, innit? Just a place where you can just melt down.
You're not even distracted. No distractions, yeah. A break from yourself. You're having a break from yourself.
Shout out to Flow Planet.
Yeah,
amazing.
Shout out to Flow Planet.
What a setup.
Yeah, and they gave me an opportunity as well. You know, they were looking, they had certain criteria that they were wanting to it for staff.
Yeah.
And, I think they just saw something.
In you.
They just saw something and just thought, it'd be a good fit for the place.
Yeah. You're a good lad.
So I appreciate it, Michael and Lee.
Yeah, boss.
I appreciate it, man.
So, was there something different in the build-up, Kurt? In the regionals, how many bouts was there in the regionals for you to get out the region?
I never had a regional bout, so I think the opponents who I was meant to have pulled out.
Lovely.
So I never had a regional bout.
So you were straight on to the nationals?
Straight on to the nationals.
Do you know if you don't have a regional bout, Kurt?
Yeah.
Do you still get the certificate and the medal?
You still made Shard and Cheshire champ, but
you're not. You wouldn't sing about because you never done nothing to get it. Yeah.
Like in my mind,
you weren't.
In my mind, I'm one time made Shard and Cheshire champ. Because I won it.
And you won it fair and square.
I won it in a fight.
Yeah.
This time, I wouldn't go down saying 2 times.
Yeah, but I'm saying that they still give you the gear and say, there you go, off your boat. Yeah.
Got the belt in ours,
Yeah.
So the draw gets done. And there's no pre-quarters. So there's normally a pre-quarters, but because there was only 6 people.
You were straight in.
8 people, sorry. There was 8 people. No. 6, there was 6 people.
Yeah,
I was straight into the quarters. So there was a draw done. 2 got a bye to the semis, and I got a quarters. So,
where was I made up that you got the quarters as well?
Yeah.
Made it better, innit?
Yeah, it does.
Where was the quarters?
The quarters was in the Magna. Joe in Rotherham, the Magna Centre.
Yeah.
Boss venue.
Yeah.
Boss venue. Boxed in the quarters against a kid, strong kid from Northampton. He's had a few England vests. He's boxed for England a few times.
Good kid.
He was very good. Yeah, he was strong.
When you get into that level, kid, when you get in them quarters and the nationals and that, they're all good kids, aren't they? They're all of that ilk.
They're there because they deserve to be there. Yeah, they've earned the right to be there.
So the quarters, how did you box?
Started a bit slow, to be honest with you. But I got it with a good shot.
Yeah.
The end of the first round, and you can tell he threw it from the floor.
Yeah,
so I
it was a belter.
And I think if I'd have backed off a little bit, it'd have given the confidence to keep going forward. But I just stayed in front of him for the whole fight, and then I think when he realised I wasn't going anywhere,
the tide turned a bit.
The tide turned, yeah. So won that. Went on to the semis.
When was the semis to be boxed?
The semis was the day after.
Yeah, because that's what it's like, innit?
Yeah. So I boxed in the semis on the Sunday. Had a good performance. Boxed in a Western Warriors kid. It was the gym was called Western Warriors, I think. And that was a good bout. He was tough. He was there in front of me all the time. So I had to pick my shots and move.
Yeah.
Tried making it untidy.
Yeah, it started to make it a bit scruffy.
Tried to drag me into a bit of a fight, but I kept my head on. Won that. And then as soon as I got out the ring, I got given the golden envelope, the golden ticket to the chocolate factory. Do you know what I mean? So I got the invitation. And that was just like,
wow,
this is it. I was like, this is it, I've done it.
You did.
You know what I mean? And then I had people
around me.
One
last hurdle,
yeah. But I had people around me going, no, you haven't done it. You haven't done nothing yet.
Yeah.
We're still here to do a job.
Which was holding you accountable for that one last hurdle.
So I was
do
like,
you know when you had that ticket in your hand, no, Kurt? Yeah. Was you buzzing, lad?
I was like, yeah, I was.
But you knew that weren't enough.
It weren't enough. It weren't what we'd come for.
On Saturday the 23rd of April, 2023.
22nd of April.
22nd.
Saturday the 22nd, yeah.
Walk me through that morning, Kurt. I want all the feels. What was that day like? Where was the final boxed? What happened, lad?
So it was in I can't remember the name of the venue, but it was up in Newcastle.
Okay.
Up in Newcastle it was, and I just felt this calm.
Did you travel on the Friday?
Travelled on the Friday and stayed overnight.
Who did you go with?
Went with who did I go with? Went with Eddie in the car.
Okay.
No, I went with Bowski.
Because Eddie was away, weren't he?
Yeah, Eddie was away, yeah. I went with Bowski.
Because I was training with you about 2 mornings before it.
Yeah. Bowski and little Jake Sutton.
Yeah, little Jake, Matt lad.
Listen, shout out to Jake Sutton.
Yeah.
He's a real one. He needs to, if he's took anything from this podcast, he needs to keep knocking.
Yeah.
Because doors are going to open for him.
Boss, lad.
That kid is one of the hardest workers I know.
Keep working hard, Jake, lad, and it'll come for you, brother. Mate. Yeah.
So Bowski asked me who did I want to come with us, who do I want there, and I went little Jake Sutton.
Oh yeah, boss.
Because he always backs it. He follows me across the country.
You all the time, yeah, lad.
Yeah, he's a boss kid. So he come with us, went got our digs in the venue. I had to drop a little bit of weight in that. So done that. Made the weight the next morning. Went and had me brekkie and stuff, and it was just a calm couple of hours until the fight.
What time was your boxing, Kurt?
I think I boxed about...
It was early, weren't it? It went that late, yeah.
Was it 1 o'clock, half one?
It was around that time. It was just after midday, yeah.
I just thought, I'm this close to it now. I'm this close. No one's taking it from me. on that day, I just felt like no one could beat me on
Didn't
that day.
matter who it was going to be.
I felt composed. I felt more composed than I've ever felt. And I feel like I did put in a good performance.
What was the walk to the ring like, Kurt? When that time come, lad, your hands are being wrapped and all that, and you were on the way, you know that this is the chance, this is everything that you've worked toward your whole career.
Do you know what? I weren't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, weren't thinking about it.
Didn't you feel like that was riding on it at the time?
It was. I knew it was.
It was, but you
just got to switch off from it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah, and it'll fuck you.
Instead of that self-talk, I was having the self-talk where it's like, I've done this. This is my 50th bout. My 50th bout was the NBA final.
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
I was like, I've done this 50 times. Do you know what I mean? This is just another day. That's what I was telling myself. That was the conversation I was having with myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've done everything I can. I've done the weight.
Yeah. You prepared, weren't you, Kurt?
I've prepared the best that I can. And then the stars aligned and I won the ABA title. You know?
Just makes me emotional, lads. I just think about it, lad. Amazing. Amazing.
The best. Oh, that feeling.
Seen it when you got out the ring and there was Carl, Eddie, Bowski and that, and you were all looking and that, and it's just like, whoa.
That moment, we've got it caught on camera.
It's just, I know, and it's just like,
they know how much it means.
How much it meant to you, lad.
A lot of people know how much it means as well. Yeah. They knew, because I told them how much I was putting into it. I told them why I wanted it and stuff, and
you deserve it, Kurt.
Thank you, lad.
You do. And I'm not just saying that. You truly, truly deserve it. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer kid, lad, because I was proper. I told all my family the night before, lad, when we were sitting at the table and that, Kurt's boxing tomorrow and that, and our Jared and that, lad, they were rooting for you and that. And when you won, lad, all the house went mad and that. Everyone was buzzing.
It's amazing, though.
And I had Luke Willis on that day and I come here and he was buzzing and that. It was a boss vibe, lad. And I'm just made up for you, lad.
Can I just say as well, like, the support that I've had on this, like, ABA run, not just from, like, my family and mates, and not just from the gym, but gyms around the city, around the country, people who were rooting for me.
I've seen lovely stuff like Derry Matthews put something up saying you were a proper fighter. And like I thought, fucking hell, Derry Matthews saying
a proper fighter, saying I'm a proper fighter, do you know what I mean? It was humble. It was
like just you fills you up, done it, lad, because it's just like, wow. Everyone was rooting for you, Kurt.
There's people in other parts of the country as well, people up north and down south all rooting for me. You know what I mean? We've been watching you.
Your character's shown through though, Kurt, and you've deserved it, do you know what I mean? When they said, and he raised your hand and he said that you'd won that ABA title, okay, what was that feeling like, lad? Can you try and put it into words?
Absolute relief, because it was like, I've been working towards this for so long. I've given so much of myself to it. I've sacrificed so much like time with my family, time to excel in me training career, me personal training career, time with me missus.
It's all worth it, lad.
You know what I mean? And it was all for that. And there weren't always times where I was living like...
You should have been.
Like I was worthy of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I dragged it out a little bit too long. I could have won it a couple of years ago if I did.
You weren't meant to win it then.
I weren't meant to win it then. Yeah, I was meant to take the lessons.
It is, yeah.
I was meant to take the lessons now and win it now. You know?
Seen an interview afterwards. And he said, how does that feel, Kurt? And you said, it feels familiar.
Yeah.
And lad, I've never been so proud because we'd spoke about it loads in the build-up and you were saying to me, like, I know it's going to happen, I can see it now. We'd spoke about sitting here and having this podcast.
The belt being on that desk right there.
Yeah. And I messaged you that day and you said to me when I was sitting down and having a chat, champ, and you had the belt on your shoulder and that. And I was just like, whoa. For anyone who's watching, Kurt came in with a diary to me today and showed me. And the diary's like over a year old. And inside that diary, he'd written down and already seen it before it happened.
Oh, yeah, I'm big into like affirmations and
stuff. I know you are, Kurt.
Yeah,
I know.
So, wrote down a boxing thing. I wrote it as in it's like the present, so I'm reminding myself all the time. I live like a champion. I am an ABA champion at 54 kilo in 2022.
You were a year early,
I was a year early, yeah. We ain't ready yet. I set the standard for others in my club. that was one like I wanted to be an example of an athlete.
Yeah,
in the
an
gym.
example.
Thank you, lad. That's just what I strived for. I wanted to be an example athlete in the club. You know, for the kids,
Yeah,
for
to
the
look
people
up to,
my
yeah.
age.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know what I mean?
everybody.
Yeah. I am aware and in control of my habits, and they don't control me. That was a big thing for me, you know, to get a hold of. I had to get a hold of myself.
It's just unbelievable, lad. It's
mad,
brilliant.
innit?
But this goes to show anybody watching this what hard work, dedication, and sacrifice does. And if you work hard enough at it and you believe it enough, Kurt, you live in proof, lad, that you can achieve it.
Yeah, the amount of no's and bad decisions and frogs I've had to go through.
To get where
you gotta kiss a few frogs, don't you? The amount I've went through.
You've got there, lad. Ups and downs, highs and lows, and you're still there.
Keep turning up.
So, the aftermath.
Yeah.
Boss coming home, everyone was on it.
It was mad.
Seeing you go for a big meal, there was like a surprise party thing, weren't there?
She's mad, isn't she?
All your family and that. You know what, okay, you deserve it 100%, and that's the spoils of war. When you've done something, you've worked that hard, you should have all that type of thing around you, and you do deserve it massively, lad.
Thank you, bro.
Couldn't have happened to a better person. You got the call up to go to GB.
Yeah.
What was that like, going down to Sheffield and training there?
That was just like...
all them people who've walked before you, Kurt, Anthony Joshua, like, fuck, lad, there's loads. There's a list, lad, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? Berkey,
Pricey.
Anthony Fowler.
Yeah.
There's loads who've went down there, do you know what I mean?
Sam Maxwell.
Sam Maxwell, yeah, Sam was down there. Loads. Sonny and Charlie. There's loads and loads who've went there, but I mean, to you to be going into an institution like that, like that at that level, you know.
Yeah.
You're not there for nothing, you know you've arrived then, don't you? What was that like, going in there? What was the experience like, lad? Because obviously when you go in a normal boxing gym, it's got to feel, was it different?
There was a feel like, there was like an atmosphere like we were there for business, do you know what I mean? It was like, I realised when I got there,
where you were,
like the top of one mountain
is the bottom
of the next. I was like, wow, like I'm going to have to step up here. Like I think I've given a lot. I think I've given a lot to the sport.
But now there's got to be more.
I've got to dig deeper.
Yeah.
I've got more.
Everybody who's there is all on that, like,
they're all on level. That wavelength, aren't they?
They're all on that level. They're there because they don't just give them tickets out willy-nilly, do they?
No, they didn't fall there, do you know what I mean?
Who took you down there, Kurt, or did you just have to go on your own? Or
me and Odell went up. I drove me and Odell up.
Is it just
Odell, right? He performed. They know him well. They know him well, as you can imagine.
They have Odell round for tea.
Do you know what I mean?
Midweek.
Yeah. So, they're
all calling him our kid, not when you go in and that.
Yeah, swear. He got beat in the quarters.
I don't know.
And it was mad. He got beat in the quarters.
Decision.
I don't think he deserved it.
No.
And
they still gave him an invite.
He got the envelope anyway, because they know what type of
Odell Kamara, he's a mustard lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, really. He's just a proper example athlete.
Yeah, proper.
And he always has been.
Top of the pot. From the day I've ever saw the kid, lad, walking in that gym, just every single time. And he's one of them kids, you look at him when he's training and you say to yourself, I don't see no one beating him.
He set the standards for the seniors when he was a kid.
I know. You'd look at him and go, I don't see anyone beat. When he was a kid, Kurt, I'd look around and think, there's no kid who I could think of who'd beat him.
No, swear.
He punched like a man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He and he does when he hits you. You know what time it is, don't you?
Massive future. Yeah. He's got a massive future.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Odell gets an invite and so do you.
Yeah.
What's the score? You drive down there, you drove.
So we go down there, I drive. He's driving next time. We've shook on it. So we go down there and it's just a proper... Yeah, you just get that realisation, like, it's not finished. Like, I've got more to give. I've got to give a bit more. You're around all these people, all these elite people, because they're not there for nothing. I never felt there. It gave me a sense of confidence, to be honest. Like, I never felt out of place. I never felt out of place being there for the first time.
You deserve the case.
I belong here. I deserve to be here. You know what I mean? I deserve to be here.
What did you do while you were there?
I think we done the first day, we done like a themed bag session. So you were just seeing how we manage instructions and stuff. The day after, we got up 7 a.m, weighed in, went running on the track, the outdoor track. Done a few best efforts, a kilometre best efforts.
Sick.
It's a dead simple life, like that athlete life down there. So you just have your train, recover, fuel, train, recover, fuel. And then once you're doing 3 sessions.
Where are you sleeping, Kurt?
They've got like little accommodations there. They've got flats and stuff there that we stay in. It's just a dead basic life. You know what I mean? But it can be tough for people who need a bit more stimulation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Need things to keep them busy.
Yeah. But it's not. It's just you train and you eat, sleep, repeat. Basically, that's it.
So, yeah.
You've recently boxed Tri Nations.
Yeah.
What fit wearing an England vest?
Yeah, that was a big one. That was a big milestone.
Very, very decent wearing it, Kurt.
Yeah,
About a fortnight ago or something like that.
Not last weekend, the weekend before.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
It was. I got beat in the final, fought in the final against a Scottish kid. He was brilliant. He's had international experience before. That was my first international bout. I just didn't feel. The fight was close. It was a close fight, but the second round, I think that won me.
Did he take it away from you a little bit
there? Yeah, he was sharper work in the second round.
But it's another level in a Kurt, and it's more learning. Do you know what I mean? And to like, look at your season, lad.
Yeah.
ABA champion and a silver medal at the Tri Nations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As you said, that's international boxing, lad. It's
big, innit? It does sound big, but then at the time, obviously, you're just kicking yourself because you just think the stars are going to align for me.
Yeah, again, gold again.
The Tri Nations.
But, you know, if I said to you, when you hit that out, you'll get it, you'll be sitting here now, that belt's going to be on the table, and you're going to have a silver medal in the cabinet, and you've got an England vest. You'd have bit my hand off for it, wouldn't you?
I had a beg for that last season.
What I mean? It's amazing what you've done. So now, what does the future look like for Kurt Wiggins?
The immediate future is just like giving a good account of myself with these GB assessments. Just trying to do my best.
How often are the GB assessments, Kurt?
So I'm still in stage 1. So I've had the first camp. There's 2 camps in stage 1. I'm on the second camp next weekend.
Okay.
So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to just do my best, follow instruction, show them how good of an athlete I can be, show them my potential, and just hope that they like what they see and hope that they get back in touch.
So after this next assessment now, could that be as far as it goes potentially?
It could be, yeah.
Or they could give you a call. Is there a break point here? That's what I'm trying to say to you.
I'm not sure.
Or you don't understand how it works.
I'm not sure how that works, but I'm sure I'll learn. How that works as I go forward.
As you go along.
But I'll know about that next weekend.
So after this, then there'll be a second assessment if you're successful in the first.
That's stage 2.
Stage 2. Yeah. And then at the end of the stage, is that another 2 camps? Stage 2?
That's another 2 camps, I think.
If you're successful in both stages, Kurt, stage 1 and 2, what happens?
I think you get invited to join GB. Get invited to join GB on the talent pathway or the podium squad. I think it's got different stages, and I'm still learning the stages. Yes, but it's not just GB Olympics straight away.
No,
you've got the stages there as well
to go down.
Yeah.
Is that going to determine the professional route for you, Kurt?
Yeah, I'm just riding the wave at the minute.
Yeah,
you know, like I don't want to rush into
anything. Make no rash decisions.
I'm enjoying where I'm at the minute.
Eventually, is that where it's going?
Yeah,
you're going to turn pro.
Yeah, I'm going to turn professional.
It's just a matter of time, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're not in no rush, are you, Kurt?
I'm trying
And
to
you've got great opportunity in front of you now.
Yeah.
If you were to make a rash decision and turn over now, you think of what could have been in the amateurs.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to burn that candle at both ends, don't you?
Yeah.
Where you go to yourself, you know what, I done all I could, I achieved all I could, and I pushed it as far as I could, and now the time's come where you're ready to make that transition into the professional ranks.
At the end of the day, being amongst all them people in GB and in England, being amongst all that, it's only going to stand me in good stead. You know, if I get the chance to represent GB and box for GB and box for England again, you know, the more international experience I get, you know, it's going to make me a better fighter in the long run as a professional, because I'm going to have seen more shapes. You know, I'm going to be able to deal with problems.
100%,
yeah. You know,
yeah. You just putting more tools in the bag, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
As we go along.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna come back full circle a little minute and just touch on limitless fitness. What's happening with that now? Where are you going with that?
It's still running in the background. Like, that always did start.
Do you feel like if your boxing takes off, Kurt, properly, that's going to be the route you're going to go down more than what you're going to be doing? Because obviously you're not going to have as much time, are you, to be training clients. If you're a professional athlete and you're training, you've got to be able to dedicate yourself as a professional athlete, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm lucky because I've had loyal clients who've stayed like long term.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
And they follow me from.
I think they will do anyway, Kurt. You're a good lad and you're a good coach, so I think
you.
You are. For a good coach for you, what is a good coach? What separates you from the others? Because the fitness industry right now is full of charlatans. There's pitfalls everywhere, isn't there? There's a fitness coach on every corner type of thing. Do you know what I mean? For you, what, you know, because fitness is bigger than it's ever been.
Yeah.
For you, what makes a good fitness coach? For you, what makes a good personal trainer?
I just think I think a good personal trainer, a good coach, lives by the message that they're trying to spread. I mean, they live by the mission statement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm testing my limits. You know what I mean? So when I'm asking you to test yours, I'm not telling you to do anything.
You wouldn't do yourself.
I'm not doing myself.
It's two-way street in a kit. You want to see your clients. You don't want to be training people you're wasting your time with.
You're gonna take me more serious
if you take yourself more.
If I'm taking myself, if I'm in shape and I look after myself, and I pass the eye test, the eyeball test. You know, where I look the part, I look like I know what I'm on about. You're going to take me more serious than, you know, Kurt, 2018, 64 kilo.
Oh, that old guy.
That old guy, yeah. If I told you, I remember, right? I'm going to tell you the story, you know. I was in Mexico on holiday once, right? I was in Mexico on holiday, and there was this big dude who just sat around the table having drinks and that. And he proper gaslit me. Because he knew what I'd done, and he'd done it in front of people.
Bastard.
He went, what do you do again, Kurt, lad? He was a scouser as well.
Oh, no.
One of our own.
He let the team down.
One of our own.
Heavy lad.
What do you do again, Kurt? And I'm sat there with my top off with a fucking pinnacle.
Big belly on you and that.
I'm a personal trainer, lad. And he goes,
oh, no.
I start laughing. I'm kicking off, going, shit, like you know what I mean? It cut deep, lad. It cut me deep. I was like, wow.
Oh, stop that.
So, hearing stuff like that, that encourages change as well. Because, like,
it's
if
brilliant
this stranger,
the way you take all the positives from the negatives, Kurt, and I love that about you, lad. And you'd always have, for as long as I knew you, you'd always have done that. And that's a brilliant part of your character. It made me laugh, that lad.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
I seen a girl walk past as well outside where I work, and she had a limitless fitness top on, an hoodie. But you've got a clothing range, haven't you, Kurt? Hats, jumpers, t-shirts and all that.
Yeah.
And the boss as well, I've got one, I've got a jumper. Where can you get your bits from, Kurt? Your limitless stuff.
If you just direct message me,
yeah,
I'll be able to source that for
It's good quality stuff though, innit? It's all like training attire and stuff. Yeah. And a girl walked past and one of the lads was shutting the shutters with me, and I said to him, that's my mate's jumpers, that. And he was like, yeah, and it's just boss to see you out there, Kurt, and doing your thing, you know what I mean?
Sometimes see myself in town, like I'll be walking in town and someone will have a beanie on.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I gave him that.
Yeah,
I was walking around Sefton Park like the first couple of months I was doing it, and I was with my missus.
Yeah.
And a lad and his missus both had me hoodie on, the black and the grey one.
Sick.
I was like, really, look. I was like, look, he's got that hoodie on.
It's boss though,
It doesn't get old.
No, it doesn't. Stuff like that doesn't.
Even staying in the gym, like in the trolley.
Yeah, seeing the lads coming in the gear.
All the lads are wearing the gear still. They're still wearing it.
I run in my hoodie and that now still. Do you know what I mean?
Boss that.
The black one.
Say lad.
Yeah, so yeah, you're living by the sword type of thing, yeah. You don't know what the future holds, do you, Kurt? If you had a message to anybody out there who's watching the podcast, Kurt, who wanted to improve themselves or better themselves, what would that message be?
I'd just say, get clear on what it is you want, like we said a bit earlier.
Yeah.
You know what direction you want to go in. Define what it is you want to be, and then be it. Before you become it. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta become. It's like Thor with his hammer. You know what I mean? He gets his hammer took off him, doesn't he? He gets his powers and stuff took off him. He's Thor, but he's had Thor's powers took away because he weren't worthy. You know what I mean? Gotta be worthy of it. Becoming worthy of it before you possess that power. Before I wield this power, I've got to become worthy of that first. So it's like you're working backwards from it. Work backwards from what it is you're trying to achieve. Become the person you want before you're that person. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you want something, what does it mean to be that person? Who's that person hanging around with? What's their circle look like? What do they look like? Yeah. What are the people, places and things that they're exposing themselves to? You know what I mean? And then you've got answers to them questions. You can answer them questions yourself, and then you've just got to live by them answers. And then things happen then. Magic happens. Have you got any shout outs you want to do before we go? Shout out to anyone, Kurt. Could be family members, could be the lads in the gym, could be certain coaches, could be anybody. Missus. Oh, there's too many. There's too many. All of them who you've just listed there. Have you got any message for them? Are all of my, I love you all, and I appreciate you all for being patient with me, for believing in me more than I believed in myself at the time. It's like some of them saw a vision for myself that I didn't even see. They saw things that were possible for me that I didn't even think were possible, you know. And like at the time where I felt like people were jumping down my neck for not living that life, you know, it's like they were just trying to help you. Yeah, Conor McGregor said, you lack a commitment. What is it? What did he say? I don't know. What did he say? Oh, sad. Let me remember, because this is a good little... Okay. Yeah. And he was talking about his commitment to training, but your lack of commitment is offensive to those who believe in you. Ah, yeah. I know what you mean, yeah. I know, I can remember it now, but I can't put the words together. What you're saying, those people who believe in you, it's offensive to them. It is. They like my girlfriend, for example. And it's an insult to what you're doing as well, It's an insult, yeah, that's the word. Yeah. The lack of commitment is an insult to people who believe in who believe in what you're doing. So like indirectly, like people like my missus, my girlfriend, my brothers, they're getting behind me in this thing, and they're in. And then I might fall off the path. Yeah, I might fall off the path and overeat, or I might not run when I say I'm going to run. We're all human, but you've got to hold yourself. Yeah. So it's about like making environments where that's the standard. You know what I mean? I've made my environment where people know that that's my standard. So if I start falling away from my own standard, they're reminding me. I can't escape it. Yeah. There's no escape. I'm getting patted on the shoulder by someone. You're not doing this. You know? Yeah. Well done, Kurt, for everything you've achieved so far. And as you said, at the top of every mountain, it's the bottom of another. Yeah. And I know your future's going to be bright and prosperous. Yeah. And I look forward to sitting down with you again in the future when we're a little bit further down the line.
we'll have a look back and go again.
With some more silverware.
Lots more silverware and lots more good gear as well. All the little bits of information and the nuggets you've dropped on us. Thanks so much for coming on, lad, and spending your time. And you're a man of your words. You said you come on and you did.
Yeah.
And you're the first ever ABA champion to come on my podcast.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, massive thing. So thanks very much. Thanks for taking the time out for me, Kurt. You've always been my boy and you've been loyal. Thanks for coming on, lad. I appreciate it.
I'll be back.
I know you will 100%, and I've enjoyed talking to you.
I've enjoyed it myself.
Guys, thanks very much for tuning in. If you could give us a little like or a follow on our socials, and if you're watching on YouTube, if you could hit the little bell and subscribe, it just helps us massively. And until next time, peace out.